Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to GrowedUpGeek Gaming, your narrative and roleplay focused Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition live play campaigns on Twitch. Tonight it's Wednesday, so we present our high-level limited campaign, Dynasty of Dragons. Our 14th level adventurers have been chugging along. Before we get to that, we'll do a quick intro of everybody, recap of the last episode, and then we will jump right into a very big episode, episode 7, A Dynasty Escaped, as the naming convention comes back to bite me. Welcome. I am Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social media, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. New videos available Mondays and Tuesday afternoons. If you like what we do here, please give us a like, follow, subscribe, share. Comment, high five, fist bump, finger guns, whatever it is to show your affirmation. We like to hear from people that they like what we do here. Now, let us get to the Chaos Crew, our Wednesday All-Stars, and the people who I constantly remind myself that I brought them all together to torment me and make me a better DM as well as character development. We'll meet them real quick and then we'll jump right in. Let us start with our Tinkerer, who's got some very clever ideas to kind of circumvent the inherent inequities in my style of dungeon mastering. Robin, tell us about Tess.
Tes'serana is not doing anything because you have failings. She's doing it so she has more resources. Thank you, sir.
Because you're not providing enough.
No, listen. All right, so I'm playing Tes'serana, a half-drow halfling, who artificer and divination wizard. I'm doing great with the ADHD today, and she likes to find solutions. Hence her doing her best in battle and being entirely stressed out in the aftermath. Yeah.
That was a lot of undead and things to deal with.
Undead.
Sure.
I think that's probably the first time she's ever seen anything undead. So she's doing great.
Okay.
Having a good time.
Might want to just make sure you get back to good. Practice a little self-care, just in case.
She touched a horse for a while.
Cool.
And was like,
good.
all right.
If that's your self-care, then good for you. All right, let us slide
This is my emotional support.
It's my emotional support steed. Let us slide over to the owner of said steed, our paladin who likes to cast smack. Raz, tell us about Daemion.
You cast shade on Peduncle. He's a good boy.
He is a good boy. Great name too.
And yeah, last week he was a big boy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, a live Trojan horse.
But I mean, last week, for a paladin was business as usual. Definitely a lot, but we got it. We're good. Could have been worse. We handled ourselves.
It could have.
And we saved a few lives, and hopefully we're coming up on a settlement now. We'll find some more to save. That's the hope. The prayer.
Keep hope alive, my friend. All right, let us slide over to one of my favorite descriptions of a PC ever, Soldier Scholar. Nick, tell us about Banquo.
Yeah, Banquo has encountered a little bit of undead in his adventures in the Underdark with evil sorcerers and such, but never in such excessive numbers. And so he is excited to find out what's the source of these things. And now that we're coming up on Glister, he's excited to get into some Dragon Bolts.
And don't forget, it is a glorious mountain resort, as it was explained to you upon your onboarding during this quest, about what a great place it was going to be. Just read the brochure. All right, let us finish with our gentle giant, who also had a lot to kind of emotionally unpack after the big combat last week. John, tell us about Basall.
So Basall is the cleric of the party. He is currently trying to come to terms with just the sheer amount of violence that was last week. That is far more than he is used to, far more than he was prepared for. But anything to help protect people. and that was his, help people is his goal in life. So one foot in front of the other, and he's going to keep taking it as it comes.
You saved some moose and some soldiers who the math was not on their side, yet they survived. So good job there, accidentally saving lives. So yeah, that's our amazing Wednesday cast. I can't wait for you to see what we get into tonight. So last week, the party finally arrived at the front of the conflict that they'd been sent out to kind of debunk that it wasn't a real thing. To nobody's surprise, it was very real. The party encountered undead ogres, undead orcs, just plain old undead as the victims of the attack. Original kind of adventurers and soldiers reanimated and began moving around as the camp was on fire as well. We tried to throw as many things in as we could to make the combat interesting. And the party, as they all mentioned in their intro, were triumphant with a real amount of effort extolled that a DM who has had a hard time balancing combat encounters felt pretty good about himself last week. So, and after the combat and in the midst of at least Tess and Basall dealing with just the kind of emotional trauma of seeing, people that were once alive reanimated and most likely not of themselves, as well as the kind of ferocity and just viciousness of already vicious kind brought back as undead, and where this may have all come from. The party finally arrives at Glister, the picturesque mountain resort town, which has been their destination. They were promised a nice stay and a picturesque view. And with that, we will pick up the party. We'll give you, about a mile from the gates of the town. You see the Galena Mountains in the background, a nice little stream running down from the mountaintops. And as you make your way closer to Glister, this idyllic mountain town, surrounded by a wall, lush vegetation, just very picturesque. It doesn't seem to be any activity. There's no smoke from any chimneys, no clanging of smiths, or just the general kind of ambient sounds of a town, living and breathing. Hate to use that metaphor because it might be bad. And yeah, the only thing that you noticed as you begin to make your way is that the front gate is definitely damaged. You can see into the town where the gate should be. We'll turn it over to the party. What would you all like to do as you make your approach to this idyllic mountain town?
Does there seem to be a larger guard presence than one would expect for a town of this size? Just kind of gauging how
you can't see anybody. The gatehouse is pretty solid except for the actual gate. So people may be inside, but there's nobody. It's not like a parapet that you can walk across. It's just a border wall that just keeps people out, not patrolled.
We might be too late.
This definitely doesn't look. This definitely doesn't look like what the mayor's son said we were going to expect to find here. That's for sure.
We knew that was a possibility.
I could go up and scout a little bit, see if there seems to be any movement, signs of life.
Yeah, actually, I'll send Thorn out to just do a quick fly around the town and see if he can spy any living, creatures inside the town at all.
All right, are you
Thorn
gonna?
can have spells cast on him, right?
Sorry, what?
Thorn can have spells cast on him, right?
I suppose he's a creature.
I'm gonna go ahead and tap him with an owl's wisdom just to give him a little bit better view on things. From the wand of the spell storing item.
So what advantage?
Yes, advantage on wisdom checks.
So
Are you gonna have him fly like high above and scout, or like on a more kind of street level?
he can get pretty close because he can be invisible the whole time.
Okay.
So I'm not worried about him getting noticed.
Okay, so more of like a street level kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just see if anyone's walking about or anything.
Okay. As you send him out and as you walk up on the gate, it has been it's broken clearly, but it looks like it wasn't like smashed, like, you know, with like a battering ram. The gate doesn't seem to be dented from like the repeated hitting of something like a battering ram. It just appears as if something pushed on it hard enough that it eventually bent and broke like down.
Is there any signs of battle in front of the gate, on this side of the gate?
No. The road appears, you know, kind of like you would expect, about the width of two wagons to travel side by side, one coming, one going. The road does seem to be particularly like beaten down, like something marched through here or came through here.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of my next question was gonna be: are there like fresh, like wheel tracks, cart tracks?
None. No wheels, no carts. The road has been really stamped down, pretty tight. All right. All right. So we're gonna do. I'll kind of do it by number as like an indication of where Thorn is. Does that work? So he's gonna fly in like through the gate. As you and how's this work? You see through his eyes, or does he see stuff and then come back?
Yeah, he just comes back. He's his own critter.
Okay. All right. Let me get a perception check from him, please.
Uh, 16.
Ooh, okay, very nice. And
with the advantage.
Yep.
and how long do you want to give them to do this? Like zoom, quick through, or even like maybe going up and looking in some buildings?
Oh yeah, no, he's not, doing a frickin' search. Like he's just flying around to see if there are people.
Okay.
Because I mean, this is a big town. If there are people, it shouldn't be that hard. If he's having trouble, we have a bigger problem.
Okay. As he flies in, the street from the front gate to the back gate appears really trampled down, as does a big section of the town. Just going to kind of come in, and it doesn't look like the traditional path that you would take like through a city. You kind of stick to the avenues as they're laid out. This seems a little more rampant. The same kind of tramped down ground as on the outside. And as best as they make their way through town, there does not appear to be a living humanoid that they can see. There are like vultures and carrion birds kind of circling parts of town, but beyond any kind of normal wildlife, squirrels, birds, etc., they're not going to see any living creatures.
That is not a good sign.
How big of a or how high up of a view did your familiar get? And I'm just assuming you would relay to us like what it saw.
Yeah, I mean, we hadn't gotten there, but
Yeah.
As far as he can tell, there is no one left here at all.
Well,
At least not out on the streets.
yeah, maybe we can go in and start looking for survivors.
But I'm not hopeful. It doesn't look good.
If we do find survivors, do we have a plan on where they could possibly go? Just
I mean, we
thinking
could-
logistics.
We could try and bring them with us. I know we had originally planned on heading to Holberg after this. There's a chance there's still people there.
That's a good point.
It's at least not that far, all things considered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we? Well, I guess we'll have to see how many people there are first. We could also. It'd be a little bit more press than I'm used to, but I could see about drawing up some fortifications if we could even get all the survivors in one spot if they're scattered.
Yeah, it's pointless to make
Yes.
plans right now. We just don't know enough.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
Let's head on in.
Okay.
Keep your wits about you.
As you make your way
Yeah.
in, what appears on from the outside like a normal well-traveled road, like you said, about 2 carts wide, turns into a chaotic mess once you get inside. You can most likely tell where the avenue usually is. Same kind of idea, 2 carts wide, front to back. Straight ahead is another gate. But further up the road, there are huge tracts of beaten down grass and churned up earth that seems to defy like the kind of normal behavior of people living in a city. Right angles, kind of doing this. This just seems to be from everywhere. And the amount of traffic that must have come through to trample this down has got to be a lot.
Does it look like maybe people were running away from something?
Could be.
Can we see the gate on the other side?
Yes. You can see once again through it, like beyond the walls of the city. This time, the gate appears, from your perspective, pushed inward, like towards you into the city.
Oh, the other one was pushed out towards
Outward
the road.
towards the outside of town.
Okay.
Also, along the main avenue, it would appear that every house appears to be damaged. Windows broken, pieces of like siding chipped off, corners nicked, railings bumped. Not in the sense of like wanton destruction to destroy something, or not with it appears a purpose, but just battered. And only along the avenue in the center part of town, if you look left or right, east or west, along the front wall of town, the houses markedly improve quite quickly the further you get away from this main drag through the center of town.
How far is it from one gate to the other?
Oh, dog, I don't fucking know.
All right. That you don't know is actually answers my question
Okay.
anyway. So it's
I was
fine.
gonna say scale
Approximately one town's length.
Yeah. Yeah, scale is really hard with the town maps.
I need it in fathoms, please.
You can't fathom it.
Yeah, I literally cannot.
Alley-oop.
I don't know.
All right.
I
That's what
also
it
in
means.
real life I'm like really shitty with distance. Like I'm great with weight, but distance, no idea. How far is your neighbor's house? I don't know, man.
How many pounds of air from one gate to the no?
I guess maybe like a mile. Just based on like the house size, if that.
Just trying to think. Like,
Alright.
And then like how long does that make the bridge?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
So
It's-
looking. Sorry, go ahead.
yeah. No, go ahead. nothing.
Looking at like down the left and right side, is there any sense that we can get of, I don't know, where, like where number 10 is? Like I don't know how far we can see, but is there any sense of like buildings that look not just not as damaged, but like better off, that we might be able to find like former administration buildings or something like that?
In the back corner, the northwest corner, you see buildings taller than the rest of town. Much nicer. Planter boxes, vines growing on the side, painted, nice clay roof. It kind of sticks out versus the rest of the town. They're the tallest, they're the prettiest. But also, as you stand there at this first place where the road branches, you don't have to look far. The next house beyond the ones on the center avenue not only look better, but almost untouched. It's not the little kind of nicks and bumps and bruises on the outside of this house, little bits of broken glass. As far as you can tell, they look perfectly pristine.
What do y'all think? Should we pick a house and see if there's anybody in it, or how do you... I'm at a loss.
If I were a lot of the time in like a disaster, people head towards the supplies. We could head towards like more of a market area, see what the activity looks like over there.
Markets tend to be in the center of town, and it looks like the center of this one is markedly destroyed. But if we look over there in the distance, those tall buildings, there may be, I don't know, some sort of administration center. Those buildings seem to have fared a little bit better. We might be able to find some survivors holed up there.
Yeah, that's a good point too. Town halls.
Yeah, may have been able to find a more fortified position to hide there.
Center of command kind of thing. Yeah.
Panic
they have
rooms
one.
and that kind of thing.
So, if I'm understanding this correctly, the gates are both sort of pushed in north to south from our perspective.
Yes.
Looking at this map.
Yes.
Now, the houses that are damaged, what kind of damage does it look like?
It doesn't look like the kind of precise damage that you would expect with like an army attack. Like, it's not like doors kicked in. It's like pieces of wall missing, and not necessarily like purposefully. Like, they're not big enough so something could get through. It's just like a hole punched in a wall. A bigger section of the wall missing. This post knocked out. Bits of the glass broken. Some of the doors pushed in, busting hinges. But not the kind that you would think for like an army raiding or bandits or anything. They didn't kick in the door, go rough everybody up, and trash the inside of the house. It looks like just wanton damage on the outside, just randomly.
Is there any kind of trend, like in the direction of the debris? Does it look like it was all taken out at once from one source?
It too is going to go in from like a north to south kind of pattern. You can see like a blue house, there's blue debris to the south. And then the next block up, same thing. Everything seems to be kind of pushed towards you. And there's no kind of, you're a mercenary and a bounty hunter. You know almost every way to get in and to accomplish a goal. This just seems to be like almost brutal vandalism in just how random the destruction is.
I think our horde may have come through here first. Already been through here.
You think what?
I think a part of the group we just fought. Because tearing down the gates, just pushing them in, and taking out chunks of houses randomly.
Maybe they broke through,
right,
and or climbed over the wall from north to south, and then funneled towards the gate.
and an undead ogre's big enough and clumsy enough to easily take out chunks of buildings.
Are there any bodies around?
You don't see any.
See, at first I would have thought the same thing, is
Bodies
the
were
horde of
destroyed
undead just
by-
came and destroyed everything. But the pattern doesn't make sense, because yeah, they're strong enough to bust down a wall, but why would they bother? They'd go for the windows. They'd go for where they could see their victims. Doors, windows. They wouldn't just rip chunks out of a wall if there was an easier path. They're not.
I might have an answer. Pulls out her notes. If he should ever grow bored, he would unleash it and destroy the countryside. The books that we found, the Man in the Mountain, it implies that maybe he had control to target an attack. Maybe he has control to, like, the manifesto we found. It's about anger. It's butting up against a barrier. There's a force maybe driving them, and I can't be sure, but there's a good chance that if we follow this, we find the source, or at least where they came from. We don't have a full picture, and I wish we did.
Yeah, the only thing that really seems clear here is that whatever caused this came from farther that way and just swept right through the town as if it wasn't there.
Yeah. The Man in the Mountain hoarded the dead, watched the dead. So I guess that does kind of imply that if we follow the path, that we find whoever's, the puppet master, if that makes sense. I don't know, is that too big of a logical leap?
We just don't know a lot right now. I guess at this point we have a decision to make. We can either go with our original plan, move on, and see if there's anything we can do to help at Hulberg, or we can stay here, investigate, and try and find more information, or maybe the source, and put a stop to it.
Well, our mission here. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think that it's a gamble either way. Like, where are the odds that this is the answer, that's the answer?
If we go to Holberg,
Go ahead, John.
if we go to Holberg, there's a chance that more comes from this direction, and there's nothing left in between.
Or that there's nothing left of Holberg already.
Right.
There's also a chance, again, this is all conjecture, but if we can wrest control away, maybe whatever's going towards Holberg, if it hasn't reached it already, maybe it stops in its tracks.
Yeah, we're taking a risk either way. That's the problem here. We don't know enough to make the right choice. We're guessing.
We might have some other resources at our disposal. We do have the ability to teleport and teleport back. We could get word to the Lord's Alliance, maybe. And if they have any forces in the area, maybe they can get to Holberg.
Well, we're also here on...
I was just going to say it's also, having Lord's Alliance in any number in the area is also possibly an issue, but...
We've also got our original mission to think about, finding the Dragon Vault. I don't know that we can leave just to go straight to Hallberg without at least investigating what we can find of the vault here.
I think that the vault is, I don't know, Horde sounds pretty connected to...
I agree, but I'm wondering if the vault here was opened and that's what happened here.
Dragons hoard things, and a lot of the stories also talk about them shape-shifting. This is kind of a off the rocker theory, but like what if the man in the mountain isn't a man? Just sometimes looked like one.
Maybe we need to visit the mountain.
I think we need to visit the mountain.
Do you guys want to check out the big building number 5 first?
Yeah.
I would like to.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll move the little icon just to give you kind of blow by blow as we make your way through town. As you make your way to essentially the center part of town, the trend for all of the destruction along the main avenue continues. Arashon, thanks for the follow. We appreciate it. Except you can see the tracks getting like wider. It's spreading out as if funneling to this road. The destruction for all the houses seems the same. The tracking of the debris as well, all of it from moving south of the like the source of where everything came from. And as you make your way to the center part of town, down the right, you can see houses much nicer than anything else. They have really nice painted plaster outside, clay roofs. None of them appear damaged, looted. There's not a broken pane of glass, not a nicked piece of plaster. Everything just seems empty and deserted. There are even a couple of doors left open. Make your way up to the next kind of cross street. Same thing. The tread of the beaten path becomes a little more scattered, a little more chaotic as you look down. If you look to all the way down to the northeast corner, you would see tents and stalls that appear to be a market. And then to the west and the left, as you make your way down the street, the very large, tall buildings come into view, and painted on the side, it says Glister Mountain Resort. With a like little tagline, Mountain Spring Water Bathhouses. It is they all appear to have the same aesthetic. Like this is a complex of buildings for this resort. No movement, just like anything a couple of blocks off of the main thoroughfare. Everything appears untouched, unspoiled. Windows even kind of open. It's a nice day. But no sounds, no life, just a large, seemingly abandoned resort.
This is just more evidence that whatever came through here was not, like, it wasn't an army, at least not an intelligent one. There's no theft or anything. It's just the only destruction that we see is along the path. It's what was in their way.
Yeah.
Point A to point B.
Well, line A to point B. I want to investigate that wall when we get out of here, just to see if it looks like anything crawled over. But for now, can we try to make a quick looky-loo through these buildings?
Sure.
I don't know. What do y'all think? We should try to shout out for survivors, or should we try to be a little bit quiet? I mean, at this point, it seems like we're the only ones moving here in town, so I'm not exactly worried about. Now, I'm never really worried about bandits or anything. I'm not exactly worried about waking up something that we don't want to face. I'm more worried that something out here, something surviving, needs help.
I mean, yeah, if we want to make some noise. I know, Basall, do you have thaumaturgy?
I've got minor illusion, which I know that doesn't sound like it would help, but it does make sound.
I do have it, but I don't have it up. Not one I can use right in a second.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have anything that can make a lot of noise.
I mean, I'm big and I can yell.
I was gonna say
Yes, you can.
we just do manual thaumaturgy. Best
you
we
guys-
can.
Did you guys hear me about minor illusion?
Analog
Yeah.
thaumaturgy.
Yeah, and I agree with the minor
heard-
illusion.
Yeah, sorry.
I've got it as well.
Can use it for a minute of loud noise.
Oh, I missed that part. Sorry, I got distracted by the mic.
Yeah, let's so if we're all in agreement, let's go ahead and try to shout hello, any survivors, that general kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you make your way like through like an open gate, it is kind of a complex, but it's walled off. You know, you don't want to keep the riffraff out of your luxurious mountain resort. As you make your way to the gate, you'll pass on the south side of the road a very clear-cut row of what appear to be buildings specializing in gem cutting. You see a bunch of signs. All of them, in one way or another, have a version of a kind of deep yellow stone on the sign. You know, everybody's got like a little kind of symbol for what they do. Smith's usually like an anvil. Alchemist probably like a potion. This would indicate gem cutting by being a bunch of, you know, gems up on all the signs. All of them appear to be yellow. They too all appear abandoned. Even one of the doors left open. And as you kind of walk by and like peer inside, it almost looks undisturbed. Tess, you would recognize a kind of orderly workshop. Everything seems in order, but you would also know that the things that you could see from the road are very valuable, that anybody who would go into this line of work is not just going to leave fucking door open.
Yeah. I would like to duck into one.
Mhm.
I'll just be a minute. There was something mentioned in the last book we found that it was also written in Giant. I don't know if it ties in. I just want to scope that out a little bit.
In the one with the open where the stone cutting wheel sits, there is a box of very rough and unshaped, uncut gems, some with still kind of the bedrock they're attached to, sitting there waiting for their turn on the wheel from the gem cutter. They all seem to be the same kind. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I kind of, now that I actually see one, can I gather what kind of stone this is?
Yeah, nature check unless you got something else.
I probably nature, and like I don't think investigation applies here.
No, it's putting two things together. But yeah, nature.
Yeah.
It's a natural thing.
I forgot to say that I cast guidance, so I won't throw that on. 19.
It looks like topaz.
Topaz. Okay.
I would also be following Tess into these jewel shops and, frankly, seeing what I can gather.
Grab a couple. Just value's important.
These don't look like storefronts. These look like people who cut gems. There's probably a middleman somewhere along the process, so they're not any kind of refined finished products to, you know, even decorative. No earrings, no, you know, topaz ring, no nothing. Just what appears to be a pile of things yet to do. A nice grinding wheel, some kind of gem cutting tools, but nothing for anybody beyond whoever's space this is.
I kind of have to wonder if some of them saw the horde coming and if some people were able to evacuate, whatever level of success they had.
I don't know. See, I'm thinking if you really had to leave, you would have grabbed some of this. Even uncut gems are worth something. And they're not that heavy. You could just grab a couple handfuls or something, and
Yeah.
It looks more
Yeah,
like
it-
people disappeared.
Yeah.
It's a lot of people then.
Let's push through the resort and see. I guess we didn't get any responses from our
No,
follow-out.
I just wanted you to do that before you kind of made your way into the center of the resort through like a gate and then into like a courtyard, figuring it would kind of reverberate to all of the buildings is the best way to do your attempt. What are you gonna say?
Hello, any survivors?
It's going to echo off of the plaster walls. Birds are going to actually fly out of one of the windows, not off of the roof, but from out from the building.
Carrion birds?
No, they look like just maybe pigeons.
Okay.
Anything that, birds occasionally get inside. But yeah, no response. The echo fades. The flapping of the wings, they just kind of fly off. And you still stand there in this empty courtyard of a very nice resort, honestly.
It's a little eerie. I don't think I've ever seen an empty city.
Well, at this point, I'm torn. I don't think we're gonna find anyone here,
Yeah.
or much of anything here. I mean, maybe some things of value, but that's really not why we're here.
We don't have time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I wouldn't want to take things that people might have a chance of coming back to either.
Yeah, that's also a good reason. But what are you thinking, Daemion? Just head towards the mountain, ditch this region in general, head back south?
Well, in respect to our original mission, we want to make sure that Holberg is safe, or if it's not safe, we want to know that too. We have some measure of proof now. We have some undead heads to present when we get back. On the other hand, all the evidence we found indicates that something came from the north of here and caused all this destruction. We need to decide what our priority is and do, I think, one of those two paths. But I don't know what you all think.
I'm feeling pulled by mountain between what Tess and Basall were able to read from the book and from the looks of something coming from the north. I can't help but want to know what was up there. But I want to hear from everybody else too. Sorry.
No, I am worried that I'm not in the clearest mind right now, but I do think that there's compelling evidence that that our answers lie further north.
If we can find the source of the undead there, which is what it seems to be from the book, and it's in line with our original goal, birds and stones, so to speak.
The dead soldier also said that they came from up the mountain, which, I mean, we know that just looking at this town, but...
All right, well, that sounds like a consensus then, or as close as we're going to get.
Yeah.
Then we should get a move on and investigate, because if we do so and we determine it was all a waste of time, then we'll want to get moving as soon as possible.
Agreed.
Yeah.
We're stuck between two difficult choices, and we do not have a lot of time.
No.
So through the gate and north.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Since Banquo said he wanted to kind of walk like the interior of the wall.
Yeah, just to see if there's scratch marks or if the top is damaged.
Give me a perception check.
Sure. 25.
Every so many feet, whether decorative or as a way of stopping something from scaling the wall, there are these kind of like juttings out of stone. The closer you get to the gate along the wall, it seems that they're broken or chipped in some kind of way. Right where the wall and the gatehouse meet, it seems as if something tried to like claw its way through like that gap. And then as you get to the gate, it's going to look pushed in the same way that you would have seen the South Gate, except this one, instead of it being like traumatic and powerful to bust these hinges loose from their stone mountings, all the hinges here seem bent and the door seems more bowed than like broken. So Tess is gonna like, it's bowed to the point where it like not even flat on the ground. So if you wanted to go up, Tess, you would probably need like a boost to even reach what would be the top of the gate as it kind of faces you. Basall, you should be able pretty good. Daemion and Banquo, you should be able to kind of like climb your way up, but it is not like it's trampled down like a drawbridge.
Kind of kick my heels and use my boots to get over.
Okay.
Yeah, Basall is going to climb over and offer assistance to the other two.
I too am going to click my heels together and winged boot my way over.
Love it. You make your way through the gate. You see a bridge crossing the river. About halfway from one bank to the other, the bridge appears to have snapped. It is not cut. There are like violent rips of splinters and shattered boards. Nothing's broken regularly. And as you make your way towards the middle of the bridge, it seems to slope down. And then from the other bank to the middle, it seems to kind of slope inwardly until the broken section.
How far is the gap?
It's about 6-7 feet. Less, more, some planks sticking out here, some planks sticking out here. But the major part that's missing is about 5 to 6 feet.
Nothing I could really hit with mending.
A little big for that.
Yeah.
Well, who's gonna have the most trouble getting across? I know Tess can just
That
walk.
that would be me most likely.
Mary Poppins.
I could probably help with I could either do bull strength to help get you a bigger jump, or I could do cat's grace to help if you fall.
I could hit him. We could either of us could hit him with guidance. Just to...
Well, but back to the initial issue. Can you get yourself across, Banquo?
Again, I can just fly over.
Okay, so that's 2 flyers. I could
about you?
teleport if I had to, and one of us could get across on the back of Peduncle, who can clear that jump in his sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, big stride.
He's got 18 strength, which, if I'm remembering the rules correctly, means he has a long jump of 18 feet.
Plus, like I said, 5 or 6 feet is like a genuine like stride for a horse. Like it just is.
He wouldn't even think about it.
Yeah. Like stepping over a puddle. Excuse me.
Basall, you look like you could just fall forward and catch yourself at the very worst.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think the issue here is more wondering what happened than it is how do we get across.
Yeah, can I kind of investigate like the manner of the destruction? Was
Sure.
it like overweight or
Sure. Give me an investigation.
sounds good. I roll that at advantage, which is good because that's only a 17. A dirty 20.
Yes. You're gonna see like the sagging of the boards, the sloping of the bridge, is gonna tell you that it broke under its own weight, unsettling its pilings. As a result, now slopes like inwardly and broke from weight. You can see like the part where it started to stress as you got to the middle of the water starting to buckle, most likely from a significant amount of weight.
I'll, as we go, like kind of under our feet, I'll cast mending just to kind of reinforce what we do have to walk on.
Okay.
Like the little stress breaks.
All right. As you come to the gap, you look down under the water. You see floating articles of clothing.
Don't like that.
And what appears to be like a very dark kind of portion of like the middle of the river. Like it's not like it just kind of disappears into the shadows from its depth. There appears to be something kind of large in the water below you and below the articles of clothing that are just randomly floating in the river.
You want me to bring a little light to that situation down there? Make sure we're not jumping over something we should be taking care of?
I can have Thorn take a look.
Okay.
And I'll take a knee and I'll use my action to actually see what he's seeing this time.
Anything?
Just have him.
Anything change about him being in water?
No, he's fine.
Okay. Breathing.
Has it been an hour since
breathing
I
depth.
cast?
Nothing.
I mean, I suppose if he was going really deep, it might be a problem. But
does it does it breathe?
I don't know that it needs to breathe now that you mention it, because technically it's just a fey spirit. So
Yeah.
I don't think it can drown.
I doubt it. Okay. All right. You're gonna go down past the like buoyant articles of clothing, jerkins, tunics, that kind of thing that would much more naturally float. You're gonna get a little deeper. You're gonna see things a little denser, but not super dense enough to sink to the bottom. Some leather bracers that either because of their time in the water or before they went in the water seem very kind of corroded and deteriorated. And as you make your way to the bottom, you are going to see what appear to be about 24 humanoids in various states of completion as far as limbs and the such go. Standing on top of, and some of them pinned underneath, debris from the bridge.
As Daemion's like taking his time to scout that out, I'm gonna fly over to the other side of the bridge and do that same mending, just to make sure that like when we jump, we have something sturdy to land on.
Heard. Okay.
Because I don't know what's down there.
Okay. How close do you want Thorn to go?
I mean, realistically, he's just down there looking to see if we have anything to fear. So It's not like he needs to go sniffing through their pockets.
Okay.
And
Just
I want him back, as soon as possible.
okay. And you saw through his eyes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not moving. I'm just
The
watching.
once it was you figured it out, like what the silhouettes and the shapes in the water were. Very distinct head, shoulders, that kind of outline. They looked grossly disproportionate to normal. Bloated, in fact. Sorry.
Gross.
Yeah.
That is a lot of people. And why would they have all drowned? Like, what would have stopped them
Swimming
from just swimming out?
Are you able to talk to us? Well, I know you're blinded and deafened. Are you still able to like say to us like what you're seeing?
Yeah, there's nothing stopping me from using. I could even move if I wanted to. I just
That's
wouldn't be
what I
able to see where I was going.
I'm gonna ask
into
you.
the
Can you
water.
tell which direction they were facing? Does it look like they're trying to flee north or flee south?
He can't hear you.
I know it's. Oh yeah, you're deafened. I
Am I?
guess message doesn't. Message probably still requires hearing. I guess it doesn't.
You
really
would,
matter.
you
Oh,
would
yeah.
have to message. You could message the pseudo dragon.
Yeah. Okay. I will attempt to
Sure.
message
Hey,
familiar and ask.
tell your boy.
And I guess if it's if the river's moving, then what direction they're facing probably wouldn't tell us anything other than what direction they were bobbing.
The stream,
now,
the
so-
stream, it's a river. It's pretty still.
Okay.
Everything seems kind of flat east to west. It's gonna make its way to the sea eventually. So everything's just kind of on a just as Thar slopes to the sea, so does this river. And if Thorn can hear him and follow Banquo's instructions, they're going to look like they are, for the most part, headed towards the city. A couple of them are kind of turned around or at like a slightly awkward angle, and the ones who are like buried under debris from the bridge are, kind of whatever. But the majority of them that seem to have kind of righted themselves and are probably only limited in mobility from the limbs that they are missing, all seem to be headed south.
Okay.
Alright.
I guess I have no further questions here in the river. But anybody else?
The bard rests, y'all.
I mean, do they look like they were zombie orcs or something before they fell in the river?
No,
No?
they are. I know an orc is technically humanoid by like its strictest definition. Think more.
Humany?
Yes, more Tolkien good guys. That kind of
Here we go.
Non-monstrous races.
that kind of thing. If depending on how much closer you want to get, some of them even appear to have like a sword at their side. Some dressed in like robes. And if you were to get even closer, some of their eyes are open.
That's messed up.
Mhm.
Still no indication of why they didn't just swim out.
Maybe we welcome. What's on the other side of the bridge that I can see from where I'm at?
From your side, you're gonna
Yeah.
see the path once it reaches the shore lead to what appears to be the entrance to a mine, And just before the mine entrance off to the side, it would appear to be what you would know as like a mining day camp.
Yeah.
Or most likely a mining day camp.
I definitely, when you said day camp, I definitely thought of like Girl Scout camp and summer camp and stuff.
Yeah, this is
And
this is the arts and crafts. Let's build a bridge. Did not go well.
Child labor camp.
Not enough
Bill's
hot glue.
character.
Not enough hot glue sticks. Leather punching is tomorrow. Wallet making. Stay tuned.
All right, let's negotiate this bridge and check out that
Okay.
day camp, and I think we might end up needing to go into the mine.
Okay. So Tess and Banquo gonna fly. Basall, I'm gonna give you a six. How? You're what? 8 feet tall? 8.5 feet tall?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's a stride? Probably like what? 4 or 5 feet? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So it's a hop.
yeah.
So strength.
Yeah. It's not.
10.
It's not a big. It's not a big jump based on your size. Like for Tess, that's a running start. So, if
Running
you're
is-
just gonna kind of give me like a little kind of hop, go ahead and give me an athletics check, please.
I will fly across and give him advantage on dexterity just in case this goes bad.
Okay.
It's strength.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah.
if it goes bad. If it
yeah.
goes bad.
Athletics check.
18.
Okay. Yeah. Just a nice big, like kind of wide stride, and you're over. And then Daemion, you're gonna ride Peduncle over.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
No one else needed it.
Majestically.
Okay. All like bougie about it. Just boop, hop over. You make it to the other side of the
Massage.
bridge. Yeah, I'm not a confirmed equestrian. You will notice as you make it to the other side of the gap in the bridge that suddenly it starts to slope up a little bit towards the shore. The path and the shoreline where the road you would expect it to kind of funnel in to the bridge for that path. Like on the proximate sides of the bridge, the water and the water's edge seems to be pretty trampled down. As if the bridge wasn't enough for whatever trampled it down. Off to day camp?
Off the day camp.
Okay. You make your way through this new kind of tree line. All of the shrubs close to the road and even some of the smaller, younger trees all appear to be bent north towards south, as if something had trotted over it or a stiff wind had come. Hey, Wilson, how you doing, sir? But yeah, everything trending as you have since the front gate seems to be having something moved quickly or forcefully through the area. Good.
Manny, when we were approaching the gate, let me just double check my notes before I ask for something you already said. You didn't note any kind of like trampling on the road itself. Did it look kind of beat up as we were approaching, or was it?
A road to a town like this would have like wagon ruts and kind of like a pattern, just like any other road, based on what goes across it. This seems abnormally smooth, no wagon ruts, no kind of potholes, as it were. Everything just smoothed out.
Okay.
Trampled down as tight as the earth would allow.
Just a thing we wouldn't probably have noticed the first time around.
Unless,
Connected.
like I said, for me, I think the absence of like wagon ruts, especially like two sets of them, one coming and one going, where they kind of find their groove and don't have to worry about too much, conspicuously absent.
Okay.
Not even like the faintest appearance of any.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. You make your way to camp. Here you'll see structures that aren't more than like pretty well kind of framed out tents. Not quite cabins, not quite like an office or anything, but just large canvas tents. Some of them smashed down, pushed in, torn. No bodies, no people, once again. And then occasionally collections of like large bins of uncut, unprocessed yellow stones, very similar to what you saw in the gem cutting shop.
My one hang up on just generally there being no people anywhere is they only cut the one path downtown. It doesn't entirely make sense that everyone vanished through the whole town. Like, maybe I should have looked over a little bit more for signs of arcane, something in the town square. We could always hit it on the way back.
Yeah, I definitely have the urge to go through every building room by room, clear them all out.
Yeah.
But
we-
I'm trying
There's a lot
to
of time.
overcome my baser instincts of learning more and going through the library and going through people's safes and all that good stuff because, yeah, we just
I can
ain't no
relate
time
to
for that.
all but one of those.
I mean, there's lives at stake, you know?
Yeah, no.
Like,
Oh, we should absolutely keep going. Just
Exactly.
we're prioritizing actionable intel over
answers. Yeah.
answers.
And that's, I think that's the right call here. Sometimes you gotta bandage the wound more than figure out what happened to the person.
Yep.
We'll do the autopsy later. Right now, we have hopefully living people to deal with.
Surgery time. Let's do it.
All right, into the mines.
How big is the entrance to the mine?
Usually it's, probably about 6-7 feet wide, for structural reasons, as well as just being wide enough for like a mine cart and probably somebody on the side. This one, as they're usually framed out with large beams for structural support, the beams appear smashed and kind of pushed out, and the rock along the side appears like recently hewn down enough that it's probably everything appears like well worn, like you took that last layer of whatever off, and it seems to kind of be wider on the inside than the door suggests, or the opening suggests.
Well,
Right.
boy, I think you're going to be happier outside.
Oh, peduncle. You wait here, buddy.
Last question about the mining camp before we go in. Just at a quick glance, without going through and counting beds, how many miners and support staff, etc., how many people does it look like probably stay here at any given time? Is this like, the towns of a town of 50,000 and this is like a 2,000 person thing, or is this like just a few tents?
It's probably like a dozen tents, of varying sizes. Real quick, if you poked into one, that would probably be like the sleep tent, maybe like 24 people.
Okay. So in the hundreds at most, maybe only in the dozens or scores, not a suburb of
No.
Okay.
This is
Is
like impromptu thing that would be set up like the equivalent in like a parking lot.
Okay, cool.
is any kind of my foreman's hub obvious as we're just walking by,
That's a good point. There might be a map or something in there.
or just like Shadra knew what was going on before it happened? I don't know if we have that benefit here.
Okay.
But that would be a pretty good sign.
You find one of the nicer tents, kind of in the middle of camp. It's had one of the corners kind of smashed in, so like one of the four corners kind of droops in. You see things like ledgers and daily weights and yields, all kinds of, the kind of metrics that would come along with running a mining operation. And it does look like there seems to be like at least a basic diagram of the kind of path, but not so much like a map where, this room, but a much more kind of macro view as the mine would like make its way through the mountains. So it's the it's the perspective of where the mine is in relation to the outside world.
A strip map.
Yeah. And the way it's going to go is that it's going to go in and veer essentially east along the mountains. And as best as the diagram goes, if it's to scale, the mines make it to about halfway between here and Hulberg.
Okay, wow. All right.
Maybe we just kick our way through a mountain when we.
Does it indicate that there's another exit, or is it just it goes into the mountains and that's it?
It looks like it kind of branches off that you can see where it has moved, but as far as this diagram goes, this looks to be the only entrance.
Okay, so yeah, in and out, not in, and try to find a slow path to Hulberg. So yeah, let's in and out, 20-minute adventure.
Yep. leave the car running.
I'd like to very quickly just skim for any kind of like daily log, anything that might have notes on like the daily goings on, like less numbers and more of like John broke his leg last week and like that kind of thing. And anything that might indicate like where the most recent activity, like new shafts would be, just because that's kind of the.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. That dice has been screwing me. That dice did not. 29. Or let me roll to see if I get the 20. I did not. 29.
Okay. The ledger, the daily ledger, appears to be broken into 4 groups, like mining teams. The third one doesn't have like a number for the last 3 days. The other 3 teams do. And it says like under, team B location. What do I have for it? New excavation at far end.
Is that the end near Hulberg?
Probably. Maybe.
Okay.
In the end, it doesn't really matter.
We tried so hard.
We really have come real far, you guys. I'm really proud of us. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, there any dried rations? No, probably not. Fuck it. Let's just boot.
I mean, there are. Just
Okay.
like everything else, it seems to have been abandoned. So a lot of the things that would be here are, that would be part of mining camp, even down to, the buckets of rock. There's mining picks, all kinds of like actual tools, and like rations, water skins, torches.
I would try to pick up a couple days worth of whatever they've got, jerky or whatever, because I would look to everyone else and say, we may be in for a hell of an excavation if what my gut is telling me seems to be the case.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll just grab like a couple days worth of something.
Same.
Oh, you know what? I have 10 days worth of something.
I'll bring it all over to Basall and say, "Could you carry this, please?"
Holds open the ever bulging pack.
I actually have 10 days worth of rations, so I'm good.
Hmm.
I should make off 1 or 2.
1 second.
We've only camped the one night out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yesterday and then today. Yeah.
I can carry about 4-5 days worth of rations on me, and my water skin. But I guess, yeah, I don't know if we're only going to be in there for a few hours or a few days. I just worry if it's the latter, we may end up turning this into a survival challenge out of game knowledge.
We better not take that long, or
I
we
agree.
have seriously screwed up.
We're about to get
well,
lost in some mines.
Tess, do you have the ability to
Hey, yeah, I
food
do.
and/or water?
Yeah, I did it on a top of a fire like
That's
3 hours ago.
what I was remembering. So you know,
Yeah.
I'll just
I
take
forgot
one
about
extra
that.
day worth of rations and then call it a day.
I wouldn't mind a couple days just because that is like one of my higher level spells.
Yeah.
And I think that it's around the same level as me being able to bring somebody back to life. So food is still a good idea.
Yeah. But it doesn't sound like we're at risk of starving to death should this
No.
turn into a longer foray than we want it to be. But
Funyuns,
Yeah,
bring
and
somebody
honestly,
back. Funyuns, bring somebody back.
Funyuns.
Funyuns.
And honestly,
Oh, man.
the jerky might taste a little bit better than the food I can make. Like that's also, keep.
You guys can't just live on salt?
I don't know what you guys have against tofu, man.
I love it. Man, bro, I
Yeah.
ate so much of it in Thailand. But like, hey, fry it up, nice and crispy, throw it in whatever. I don't even care. Just put it in it, make sure it's fried, give it to me. Love
Bacon
it.
bits on top.
I don't
Best
have
food on the
great food
planet.
and
Dense
frying
though.
pan.
The dense stuff, not the firm, extra firm actually. I like my shit to have like some body to it. All right.
Saul chimes in that if we need it, if I'm given the chance to prepare it, I have creative food and water as well.
Right. Yeah, that might be a better plan.
Yeah. Like I said, if it sounds like I'm worrying for nothing, so let's do this.
Okay.
No, I think it's a fair worry. Let's go.
Into the mine you go. There seems to be a very clear set of arrows and the such carved and painted into the walls. As you follow the arrows, it does seem to lead you along the kind of well-worn path through the mines, even though it may kind of jut off in other directions as mining operation expanded. You can clearly tell relatively quickly if you veer off of the kind of trodden path. Suddenly everything becomes dark, dusty. The walls look older, like it has been a while since they have been mined or refined or touched in any way. The longer you stay on this path, it appears that as if something came in and sanded the surfaces from floor to ceiling, every inch of the walls along this path. And you can even see like barbs of metal and rock, as if something had just so recently come through that regular life has not worn down the rough edges on some of these things. And I am going to send something to Daemion. Let him...
What the fuck, Manny?
I don't like that.
And so, what the fuck, Manny, seems like a perfect time to take our mid-show break as the party arrives in the mine. And yeah, I'll let Daemion decide what he wants to disclose on his own. It is currently 8:29. We will take a 10-minute break and be right back for the mine part of the show. Thank you to Arishan for the follow. Hey, Wilson, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're back. To everybody else watching, thanks for watching. To, as always, my players, thanks for sticking around, having a little fun here. We'll be back in about 10 minutes, and we'll see if Daemion wants to play show and tell, as well as continue in the mines. We'll be back in just a bit. We hope to see you on the other side. Boom, boom. All right, we are back. The party has explored the idyllic mountain resort town of Glister, and upon their somewhat thorough inspection, they found no living beings. A town that somewhere looks between abandoned exceptionally quickly or people vanished without a trace. They crossed a bridge that crushed under or collapsed under the weight of whatever was on it, made their way through another abandoned mining camp and into the topaz mines of the Galena Mountains. Following the well-worn path of this being the first parts of the mountains that were mined. Deeper you go, the newer your digging becomes. And it goes from this exceptionally wide that Basall would have no problem, like shoulders wide. Anybody could walk next to him without like even feeling like remotely cramped. That's how well traveled and excavated this portion of the mines are. After almost half of a day following the mines, everything becomes a little more narrow. As newer parts of the mines are reached, eventually, Banquo, how well did you, or hold on, who looked at the mining map? Like the Tess?
Me and Banquo, I think.
Okay. Anybody got any kind of cartography skills? Really good with a map?
Banquo.
I am proficient in cartography tools.
Cool. Your role play is very strong and an exceptional stretch for you, my friend. I applaud you on you reaching out as character.
Well, they didn't have lube tools in the as an option.
So as you make your way like through the mines, it starts to get to about the point where you would expect if the map is to scale, where it comes to an end. It narrows significantly, and parts that usually look mined out, where they would chisel away, grab the debris and move it out of the mines, switches to what looks like walls that were just hammered through and the debris left where it fell. Cool. And okay, slowly the owlbear loads.
Unmuting in anticipation.
Ta-da! There it goes.
Oh shit.
I thought the fog of war is not very good. So I did a very good job of obscuring where you could potentially go. I'm glad I worked really hard to make sure you saw where the doors were as buildings opened up. So you make your way. As you get deeper and deeper into the mountains, larger pieces of topaz can be seen, even down to the point where we're talking, big football size chunks of rock hidden behind, the bedrock proper of the mountain, but very large veins and deposits of this precious stone. It's a mineral, precious stone. I don't know shit about geology. Have it, and eventually you make your way to a series of rooms where, like I said, as you move from one to the next, it looks like the hole was cut and everything just was left to fall. Your marching order can be your own, but most of the entrances you've passed in the last hour or so only seem to go one at a time.
I will let our most martial buddy take the lead.
Okay.
I hit things with sword.
I'm just gonna walk with it sticking out, pointed. If anything runs into me, be like, "Ha!"
Adventure of Link style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just charge.
As he passes, I'll hit Daemion with the spell storing enhanced ability for wisdom, just so that he doesn't get jumped.
Okay.
Calling me stupid.
Maybe not paying attention.
Calling you
Not
unwise.
intelligence.
I'll also hit you with a guidance, just because if you're first one up, then you should have the most guidance. And I will put away my wand and draw my rapier.
All right.
So,
go
are
ahead.
there light sources down here?
The topaz, like kind of embedded in the walls, seems to glow and radiate its own light, essentially providing dim light throughout the cave network.
So we're in sort of a dim light area.
I just wrote
That's
down.
good to know.
I just wrote down in my notes, topaz seems to pass, and that's one of the more ADHD things I've done lately.
Okay.
Does topaz typically, like, does Tes'serana know if topaz typically glows?
It's a rather kind of base precious stone, not inherently magic. I think you would know that it doesn't have any kind of inherent magical properties.
Okay, so probably not topaz. I'll let the rest of the group know.
All right.
It is odd.
Daemion, if you're going to go lead the vanguard, go ahead and make your move whenever you're ready.
So we're in sort of a small room, and we're all a little too big today. There we go. That's better. So, no obvious way forward, but some sort of like rock fall here, maybe.
They're honestly how I cover up seams between two structures in Incarnate. So nothing sinister. They're, like I said, they're much more to cover seams.
And so, but otherwise, this is just a area of the mine.
Yeah.
Nothing noteworthy here.
Yeah. Just
Starting to get a little irritated at how long this is taking us. Because obviously we wanted this to be quick. It's probably already dark up there.
Right.
Fucking caves.
into the next room. It opens up. More topaz radiates from the walls, bathing everything in this kind of really pretty amber glow about it. Like, it'll glint off of any metallic surfaces that you have on you. Basall, your armor, things like that. Just, it's like a nightclub, just bathed in yellow. Right.
Stick together, gents.
Yeah. Every minute of travel time, I'll offer you another guidance if you want it.
And I turn Snap 2 off. There we go. And I think I see some sort of alcove here, maybe.
Just the way the rock's been like cut away, like they wanted to get like a, nice juicy piece out of it, like a piece of cake.
But nothing
Special. Just the way.
No passage. Okay.
Yeah, just the way the rock was cut. All right. The next chamber, filled with much larger topaz, very clearly showing them as a source of light. These are kind of on the outside of the walls, not like veins of stone hidden behind other kinds of rock. And in the middle, there appears to be this pool of greenish liquid. Your senses are, your eyes and your nose are going to burn like a slight little bit. Your eyes water a little bit. That kind of like overbearing, like astringent sensation to your eyes and nose. You will see one little path going, obviously, going to the northeast or the northwest, the completely unjoined dark portion of the map, and then one heading to the southeast as well, with no clear way as to what leads to the next section.
What do you want to do? Flip a coin?
Well, with the notes that I found, is there anything that might indicate which way might be the right path? Like south entrance, north entrance, etc.
In game, no. In the meta, in the meta, I'm pretty sure there's something. There might be hints.
Yeah. Might be hints.
Some shiny rocks here.
Yeah.
I'll roll evens. Our characters think left. Odds. Our characters think right.
For me.
So, yeah.
I rolled a 9, and I forgot what parameters I set. I think odds was right.
All right.
I was really hoping somebody else remembered.
No, not paying attention. Waiting for somebody to tell me where you're going.
I went ADHD. I think I said 9 was right.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
What's up with the shiny rocks?
They are topaz, the same as you've seen. These just not like obscured behind. Like you don't have to mine these out. If you wanted to, you could take a hammer, smash it, and it would most likely come loose.
Well, we must be getting to the end of something, because easy pickings like this wouldn't be here if this area had been thoroughly mined out already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does it kind of hold any resemblance to the stone we found in the last? Like, because there's a glow like there tended to be in the last not Melvon, the other one that starts with an M.
Miramar?
Miramar, thank you.
Yeah, no, that was a black opalescent stone.
But it had like the same kind of glow to it, didn't it?
It had a glow, kind of more of a black light kind of thing. Mostly showcasing the kind of color scheme within, not necessarily like bathing an area in light. If that makes sense, not that powerful.
Okay.
All right. To the right?
No.
No? Screw your random things. To the left?
Where did everybody go?
Oh,
We are hidden
sorry.
behind the
Sorry.
black.
All my friends are dead.
Suddenly the cave goes dark.
Me too,
Rocks fall. Everybody except Daemion is dead. Thanks for coming, Dynasty of Dragons. We'll see you all later. Left?
Yeah.
Okay. As you
Follow the wall.
round the corner, the kind of ambient yellow light given off by the stones can be seen, as well as a slight bluish glow of some spectral figures floating aimlessly around. As of right now, in your present positioning, not even paying you any mind, just lost in their own little ghostly worlds.
So they're like, they look intangible.
Yeah, like I said, like spectral, maybe you could touch them. You know, it's lack of a true corporeal form doesn't hinder other creatures from, you know, being tangible in the strictest sense. In the back, you're going to see more rocks. Like I said, once again, very large ones prominently on the wall. And also in the back, you're going to see a larger pool of the same green liquid that is currently behind you. And from this distance, where you all stand in the caves, the aroma and smell it's pretty powerful. Your eyes, good water, good tear, squinting, and then your nose is really starting to get like irritated at this point.
I'm gonna throw on like my goggles just to keep them on.
Okay.
Get a little less eye watery in here. What does it smell like? Like from an alchemical background? Is it like something I could identify? Like sulfur or
you would know it to be most likely from something toxic. You know, kind of inert.
Oh no, it's Britney Spears.
Inert things don't usually kind of irritate the senses like this.
okay. Sorry, Raz killed me. I die in real life.
Oops.
I am
did it
gonna
again.
motion to Banquo that there's something up ahead.
Banquo will kind of creep up to. Everything moved.
They're just like you said. They're just kind of moving around.
Yeah. Banquo would creep up to see what he's pointing to, and then creep back to not see what he's pointing to.
That's going to be
Nope.
It's going to be a big nope.
Oh, those are nopes. Yeah, it's a horde of it's a murder of nopes. Yeah.
All right, it sounds like we are going with no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna signal like as it's getting stankier. I'm gonna kind of signal to Daemion without like kind of making any real noise that I'm like cutting off the enhance ability on perception and gonna throw that on myself for constitution for bear's endurance. No real reason. Not a con score of 8 or anything.
All right, well, we have received the nope.
Yeah. Well, I guess I could ask. In my travels and study of lore, do I have any idea what? I know Banquo has fought undead in the Underdark. Would I have any idea what the hell these things are?
Could one of y'all make an illusion of what you saw?
They look like spirits not at rest, rather than like a kind of definitive type, if that makes sense.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I don't. I'll turn to everyone and say I don't know what the hell those things are, but they don't appear to be attacking us. So I say we get the fuck out of here because undead can range from the zombies that we fought before that were, kind of pushovers to, especially the more incorporeal they are, they could be really, really dangerous, and you don't want to engage if you don't have to.
Wild question for you. What do they kind of appear to be wearing?
There you go.
And how many were there?
That's a good point.
2 of them, in their incorporeal forms, appear to be rather humbly dressed. They even have what would appear to be like mining tools, like on their incorporeal person. and two of the other ones seem to be equipped almost like adventurers. Nothing uniform about what they're wearing to say soldier, but traveling pack, component pouches, swords, as they just seem to kind of wander around this space.
Did the journal indicate like what those 4 parties looked like? Or like as far as like build, like was it a couple of like guards and a couple of miners?
Nah, it didn't say.
It didn't say?
No.
That's my theory.
I want to use my divine sense to see. Well, I mean, I already know there are, but I suppose how many celestials, fiends, or undead are within 60 feet of me?
Could it see through walls? Is it that kind of thing?
It's not a vision. I can't see anything. It's just I have a sense of where they are.
Okay. Do you get a sense of a number? What the hell happened?
Yeah, I can identify each one within 60 feet of me.
Okay. And let's.
Oh, Nick's having internet problems, apparently.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. The 4 that are in front of you very clearly stand out to you, and within 60 feet. Yes.
Yeah, it's not really that far in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, no. Within 60 feet of you, the only thing that kind of dings you is the 4 that are in front of you.
Oh, what can they see? Oh, yeah. Oh, Nick's coming back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I just looked at my camera. I'm like, what happened to me?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kinda. Oh yeah.
Can you see me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what the hell just happened to my internet, but now I'm using my phone.
That's dedication.
I got to be Banquo very briefly.
So the last thing I heard was, fuck, I don't even remember now. It was as you were saying something about describing the things.
2 of them appear just like they were miners. Two of them look like adventurers.
Okay.
And
And
those are
sure.
the only 4 things that turned up to my divine sense.
Yes.
Huh.
So are we still noping?
I
Yeah,
think that's
they're-
probably the best.
They're not coming after us, so
I have some study of religion, like I have proficiency. Could I try and do a check on like specifics of behavior of stuff like this? Like if these are likely to just jump us or if we might be able to get some information?
Yeah, give it a shot.
Arcana?
Give it a shot.
They're the same.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, whichever.
Let's go for the Tes'serana die. A whopping 6 for a 16. I forgot to use guidance again, so yeah, 16.
I
Write it on my hand. Can I go ahead and add a flash of genius to that for a 21?
Your instincts are going to tell you to not poke these incorporeal bears.
Yeah. All right. Fair enough. Cool.
Oh, I must have missed something. We're dealing with bears too.
God. Spooky ghost bears.
that's a no for me, dog.
I mean, we did the undead owlbears. You all love those.
It's true, I did.
Spectral bears. Heard. I'm gonna write that down.
You threw incorporeal there, and like no, I think all D&D players go, no, I'm not fucking with that.
Bear phantasms. Phantasmic.
So for the third time, I think the consensus is no.
Yes.
Yes.
Does anyone else have any specific abilities that they feel like using in regards to these 4 undead?
No.
All right. Exploring.
The far end of this chamber, once again, large, prominently displayed topaz. Just very well clean cut. If you were to, like I said, hammer it and knock it off, they're probably the size of like Basall's fist. And they're radiating a very lovely shade of deep amber, bathing the room in a yellow light.
We can work with low light. I like it. Another empty room, looks like. Other than that, moving on.
Okay.
You good, Nick? Yeah, I've got internet up. It's just my Wi-Fi's not working, but I can get into D&D Beyond. But I also have nothing to contribute, so carry on. Getting into Owlbear.
Oh, I did. The points.
All right, new room. Another split path.
Yep. To the northeast or to the southeast?
Well, I mean, this one's like 2 steps away, so I might as well look.
Another room, large topaz. The path that you would have followed seems to be a little less well-traveled, yet still defined. And the walls have gone from that like perfectly freshly new hewn walls to much more jagged and rougher cuts.
Yeah, so my instincts, I think, were probably right the first time that we're reaching the end of what's been properly mined out. Which is good. I don't really feel like walking for several more hours, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Do we continue on, or do we check out the other path first?
I'd kind of like to cut to the chase, maybe, but
Yeah, I'll head over there and just take a peek.
Another empty room, just roughly hewn out with pick marks, lots of still exposed topaz behind pieces of bedrock. But what you'll notice is like random big divots taken out of the wall as if they came for one specific thing, got it, and then left everything else.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just continue.
Okay.
Bit of a tight squeeze here.
Yes.
Breathe in, shimmy.
Don't get wedged, big guy. This is why we didn't bring the horse.
All of a sudden, just like Winnie the Pooh.
Right, Winston.
You make your way through, and as you enter this chamber, the overwhelming sensation of the eyes burning and the nose burning intensifies. You can almost hear the echo of what sounds like something fizzing. Not like a hiss, but like an effervescent, like fizz, coming from a room a little further down this next corridor.
Oh shit, we found the Slurm factory.
Protect the queen.
Gas.
Gronka, Lunka, Donkey. Sorry.
I already watched that episode. That one was a masterpiece.
I don't remember any of the Slurms McKenzie.
I'll be right back. My cat is doing bastard crimes.
Wham wazzle.
Bastard crimes.
Are there any cages with dead birds in them?
No. The canary. Did you watch that mining video?
No.
Okay.
It
talks about like how to explore a mine like safely for gases and the such. And I'm like, dog, I just need to know about metals for my D&D party, not how actual mining works. Bro, I'm trying to have fun with my nerd friends, not like really learn about fucking mining techniques, all right?
All right, another room.
Okay.
Robin has turned.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
What happened?
What's up? Oh, shit.
So you make your way down the corridor. Sorry, I thought I heard next room. You make your way into a large chamber filled with... Is it up for you guys yet or no?
Nope.
No.
Okay. All right.
Getting
So
there.
yours
Sort of.
okay. So yours loads at the same rate as the host.
Mine gets there a little faster than
Okay.
you, but just barely.
Okay. So now there we go.
I saw the tokens before the map. Sorry,
Okay.
carry on.
A large chamber opens up in the middle. A kind of steep drop off of rock below, yellow or greenish liquid. Much bigger quantities than in the rooms before. The source of your eye and nose irritation, as well as the source of the fizzing sound. And in the chamber, from your perspective, at least one ghastly figure. This one seemingly a little more aware, holding a sword very firmly in its hands as it kind of just makes its way around. I will give everybody... let's go ahead and put Daemion in the front. I'll give everybody 30 feet of movement from where Daemion currently is. So, like, Tess, you're not going to get screwed by being last. I'll give everybody, like, 30 feet from where Daemion is currently. Stop, and then we'll let you figure out what you want to do.
So is this... Sorry, let me get my little... Daemion, you're up first. You go for it.
We still in the same conditions, low light,
Yep.
cave.
Yep. Odd yellow ambient glow radiating throughout the place.
And does that look like a proper cliff? Like,
It's yeah, but about like 3 or 4 feet. It's just kind of a stark like end. And then this underground body of liquid runs through it.
I guess I'll just
Is this a pillar or a island in the middle? I might have missed that.
Pillar.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Had the same question.
I saw the laser pointer.
I just didn't want to repress. I keep doing it and I'm trying to stop.
Yeah, me too.
I gotta make myself smaller again. Yeah, there we go.
Just a moment. I'm going to switch back to my computer.
Okay.
It's a little creature.
Editing for the week. All right, Daemion, from where you sit currently, if you were to look into the body of liquid, it's translucent, lighter as it's shallower, darker as it's deeper, and in the deeper parts, you can see skeletons. A bunch of them. At the bottom of the body of water. Liquid.
That's promising. We should probably drink that.
Shit.
These guys loved it so much they drank it till they died. Like,
Right.
It's like a pretty acrid smell, like more acidic.
I think that's fair.
This entire time, based on his description, I've been imagining the smell of nail polish remover.
Oh, acetone, yeah. That's. Oof. I imagine that usually breaks down bones, but I'm not a scientician.
I don't know what lye smells like, so.
Rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really strong, like dish detergent. A lot of dish detergent, I think, is lye based.
That's a lie.
So these mofos, they look more dangerous, huh? Based on the tokens, they look a lot more dangerous.
Sure.
Is anyone
have
else
swords.
moving in?
What was that, Robin?
Is anyone else moving in?
Do you not wanna?
I do
Are you
wanna. I'm at the back of the line.
Let's see. I'll just get right here. Lines to the left of me, jokers to the right.
The only person on your right is Daemion.
I said what I said.
Okay. As you make your way in, the creatures fixate on you. And just give me 1 second.
I bet they do.
What kind of fixation are we talking? World. Obsessive.
Audio.
This all is not good.
And Daemion, I just sent you something. Oh God, what is it?
I didn't get anything yet this time, so you enjoy your trauma.
Guys,
Mhm.
we're not sneaking away this time.
No.
Buckle up.
Fucking load.
Short of an attack action, David, did you vocalize this? The kind
Yeah.
of...
No,
Okay.
that was to them.
Okay.
Like, we're
I'm going to give...
fighting these ones.
All right. I'm going to give everybody another 30 feet of movement within reason. Like, if you're going to rush up on him, that's going to be bad. But if in preparation you would like to move, like I said, within reason and within thoughtfulness, I'll let everybody move another 30 feet, and then we'll reassess once again.
Rather than movement, could I do an action?
What action?
Casting a single action spell. Thinking protection from good and evil. Evil and good.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Basall, do you want it, or should I cast it on myself? Or...
You go ahead for that, because I'm probably going to drop Spirit Guardians.
Okay, sounds good. Then I will cast it on myself.
Okay.
I too think I have a spell I would like to cast with my opportunity.
All right.
Shadow of Moil.
Okay.
Classic.
I'm a moil. What's a moil? Oh, we do circumcisions. They're the greatest thing. The ladies love them. I'll take 2. How does it work? Yes, Rabbi, explain to us how it works. I just take your little thing here, put it in this, and then dip the tip. Oh, I forgot. I already got one.
Also, in
sorry.
case it needs to be said, I am choosing undead as my protection.
Interesting
Right.
choice. Let's see if bold choice, Scott, and let's see if it pays off. All right, is everybody in a position that they are relatively good for anything that may happen going forward?
Yeah, I'm not gonna move, but rather than draw his sword, Daemion will instead mutter to himself and summon a blade of shadow in his hand.
Okay.
At 3rd level.
Okay. As you seemingly kind of, you even grouped up. All right. Okay, we're not fucking around. You've made your way in. They fixated on you from the moment you became visible to them. And as you slowly but assuredly make your preparations, they all seem to change in demeanor from just kind of passive observers. Their eyes begin to glow red. You can see the sword in their hands glow with a dark light. And with that, everybody roll for initiative, please.
Let's do it.
Let's go with Galaxy.
Oops. Oh, no. I gotta get all the dice out.
That's a natural 20.
Oh, 19.
All right,
I get advantage on them too. I didn't even use it.
19 before the mod.
Banquo,
Nice.
Daemion,
Oh,
Basall.
Can I get 2 natural 20s?
Ooh.
No,
ugh,
it's a 2.
ugh. All right. Everybody's final number.
23.
23.
I think also 20. Yep, 23.
Okay.
17.
17. Basall.
4.
4. Tiebreaker between Tess and Banquo.
Probably Banquo meant +3.
Mine's only +2.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Yeah, I guess I had more wiggle room with my dump stat.
Yeah. You don't say.
All right. These
Oh, you do say.
these ghastly figures, eyes glowing red, swords radiating with dark energy, suddenly change in temperament and look to be full of ill intent. And so, Tess, you will be first to act.
All right. Well, that's concentration, so let's not do that. Banquo's after me. I'm gonna go ahead and hit them with a guiding bolt.
Let me
I'm
just
gonna hit.
let me number them real quick. There we go.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna hit. Let me see what's closer. I'm gonna hit number 1 with that guiding bolt.
Okay.
Does a 26 hit?
It does. Surprisingly enough.
Yes. Then that is going to be 46 radiant damage.
What?
Down. I'm mostly down to my level 1 spells, so because we have not much time. That's pretty good. 16 points.
Wait, so it didn't do 49 points of damage?
No, that was a level 1 spell, homie.
Oh, okay. I was like, you just said 46. I don't pay attention. I'm just doing math.
Oh, no, sorry.
4 Delta 6.
Got it. Okay. Wait, I was like, God damn, okay.
With a first level spell. Fuck you.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead. What's the actual damage now?
16.
Okay.
Oh, no, sorry. It's radiant. Where's my post-it note? I'm throwing a post-it note. I'm so organized. I think I get a +5 to that. Give me a second to double check. Sorry for the wait. No, it's necrotic damage that I get the boost to, so 16. But advantage on the next attack against it.
Okay. You're gonna hit it with a guiding bolt. It's going to what was the damage? Radiant damage?
Yes.
You're gonna hear like it give this ghastly shriek. Eee! Like piercing your ears. And suddenly not only are the eyes glowing red, but like the chest begins to glow red as well. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna take my movement to just I didn't like that very much, and I'm just gonna back up a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's my turn. I don't really have much for the bonus action. Yeah, nobody's hurt yet. Yeah, that's it.
All right. Banquo, you are next with your compass.
Yeah, that is my shadow moil because I don't have a better thing for an owlbear.
I like that.
I mean, it doesn't actually have a radius anyway, so.
It's got a 10-foot radius of.
Oh, for the return damage, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So which one did you hit with the guiding bolt? That was number one.
Number 1.
Let's give the kid the old number 1.
Yeah, I just think Banquo is going to. No, I guess there's no way to do that. He's just going to go ahead and action fire his Eldritch Blast at number 1.
Okay.
Utilizing his elven accuracy.
Yeah.
Let's see. So the first one will be 26
to hit. Yes.
Second one will be also 26.
Yes. No, that one no.
Third one will be 17.
The 17 is going to miss.
Okay, so 2 blasts are going to hit him. 1. That'll be 13 force and 15 force. And then he is going to bonus action. Oh, and it'll be pushed back 10 feet for each one.
Okay, so 20 feet, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's going to smash him up against the wall.
Mm-hmm. Let me double check the distance on that. Yeah, so we're good. And then as his bonus action, you're going to see his bracers glow, and he's going to do it again.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to mention object interaction. He stows his rapier first. That's a nat 20.
Okay.
Second shot is 22.
Yep.
And last shot is going to be... Damn, these third shots are not hitting. 13.
No.
So that will be 3 total d10s because of crit. So it'll be 18 plus 15. So 33 force damage for that set of blasts.
33?
Yeah, and even though it's not going to do anything mechanically, he pushes his repelling force into it to try to just knock this guy up against the wall just out of pure spite for the undead.
Okay.
That'll end on my turn, unless he's got some sort of reaction I have to deal with.
Does not. Between Tessa's guiding bolt and your 2 barrages of Eldritch Blast, it has almost entirely turned from this spectral blue with like the glowing red eyes and the glowing red chest to almost being entirely red from the damage it is also bloodied, if we were to use that term. All right.
Quick point of order, because it just occurred to me, I didn't really ask. Can it see me through my obscuring shadow moil? Like, I don't know how to ask this. Does it have true sight or not true sight?
True
like
sight
80,
wouldn't work anyway. It would
Yeah,
have to
80 feet
be-
of blind sight, I guess is what I'm asking.
No.
Okay. Yeah, it just occurred to me if it did, then I would only have had advantage on the first blast. So that'll end my turn.
Okay. That's it for that. Daemion, you are up.
All right. He did not come to me, so I will have to go to him. Which I can do, yes. So I'll move up to this guy.
Is that number 4?
And because we're in low light conditions, my Shadow Blade will be empowered somewhat, giving me advantage on my attack rolls. So we'll start off with a Booming Blade, because that's what we do around here. And that is a 25 to hit.
Yes.
All right. So I'm going to be dealing Psychic, Thunder, and Radiant. Do you need any of those separately?
I don't believe so. Psychic, what? Radiant, and what else?
Thunder.
No.
All right, then that is 33 damage.
Ooh, very nice.
And then do it again with the bonus action.
Okay.
27.
Yes.
For, ooh, that's a good one. 28, 38, 42.
Ooh.
That one was juicy.
Okay. This one too is going to be bloodied, and it too, its eyes are going to intensify in glow. The glow from its chest is going to brighten and eventually kind of envelop this ghostly figure, almost from like the inside.
And then I will take one step back with my remaining movement, which I suppose he could make an opportunity attack if he wanted.
Ooh, yes, don't mind if I do. I'm not too excited about it. No, I'm going to say a 14 does not hit, so it's just going to kind of like slash out like recklessly at you.
All right, that's what I got.
That's it? All right, it is now the monster's turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one's going to move here and do nothing. This one is going to move up to Daemion and take 2 longsword slashes. 15 both times is not going to get it done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then these are going to begin to float out over the greenish liquid and end their turns. Basall, it is all you, big guy.
I'm going to turn to number 1 and go with Sacred Flame,
Okay.
which is a deck save on your part, the DC of 16.
Ooh, I don't know. Ghost should be dexterous. Not too bad.
Oh, number 4 moved up to me. I did not see that.
It moved like... Oh, yeah.
5 feet.
Yeah, 5 feet's all I need.
Mm-hmm.
That is 9 more thunder damage.
Okay.
Here comes the boom.
I'm going to be a 6 on the deck save.
See
number
that?
1 takes 11 damage.
Okay.
Radiant.
Ooh, very nice. It's going to give out like a ghastly scream that it's just going to absolutely be like piercing your ears to the point where like it hurts even though there's no like audible sound as it screams. Basall, anything else?
That's it for my turn.
All right. Back up the top to Tess. 1 and 4 are both bloodied. 1 not looking very well at all. 2 and 3 still untouched.
Yeah. Thought that I had Sacred Flame for some reason, and I don't. So I guess I'm gonna go with a Ray of Frost because I don't have too much trouble hitting anything. I guess I can see him from there. Yeah, I'm gonna hit number 1 with Ray of Frost.
Okay.
Or try to. Does a dirty 20 hit?
It does.
Okay, good. 3d8 cold damage. That is 14 points of cold damage. Does it seem to have much impact?
It does.
Okay.
Enough that the kind of like shimmering of like a ghostly figure, it's not, you know, like a static kind of almost tangible object. It shimmer and it kind of changes and plays with the light. This one, all the light dancing changes as it still well in its incorporeal sense, like kind of, but just stops and comes to a halt.
Okay. Yeah, is it still up or is it like, no, we seem to have...
It's dead. It just doesn't like vanish. It just kind of
Got
stays in that like kind of static position.
All right, and its speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Well,
On
yeah.
top of that.
I mean, its speed is reduced by everything.
Yep.
All right. Anything else?
I'm gonna move behind Basall. Now that we've kind of got a little bit more breathing room over there.
Yeah, get him.
Get who? Basall?
No, just you standing behind him.
Oh, that's me. Okay, I understand.
Yeah. All right. Good.
Yep.
All right, Banquo, you are up next. 4 is bloodied. 2 and 3 still perfectly fine.
Okay. I'm going to try to do something tricky. First, I'm going to move out into the open to see what Daemion is fighting, and seeing that he's got one on the like right up in his face, and
Got him on the ropes.
Yeah, having heard the thunderous boom that Banquo knows all too well himself. He knows that, and seen him in the last fight. He knows that booming blade is happening, so he's going to bonus action. Oh shit! Do I even have any of those left? Yeah, he's gonna bonus action inspire Daemion and say, let's boom these bastards. And then he is going to hold his action to cast Eldritch Blast on it as soon as...
Nick, that'll take your concentration.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. All right, fuck it. Then I'm just going to blast him away.
Okay. Number 4?
So, yeah.
Okay.
Using Repelling Blast as well. So 3 sets of 3 coming up. That's a D12. God damn it. I almost did it even with digital dice.
I was gonna say, I was like, how the hell?
28, a 27, and another 27.
Yes.
So that will be a total of 15 plus 12.
27.
27, yeah.
Okay.
And it'll be knocked back 30 feet away from me. So he's gonna just kind of like
It's gonna like skid.
Like Iron Man with the Hulk, like running its face across this jagged wall.
And, yeah, it's gonna like skid down. Pieces of rock are gonna come flying out.
Yep. And that'll end my turn.
It doesn't get an opportunity attack because it didn't move of its own volition, right? Or Daemion doesn't get one because it didn't move of its own volition. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Does Booming Blade do anything for that?
The booming blade already went off, but no, it wouldn't.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. All right, Banquo. All right, bonus action. Do you want to move, or did you move?
No, that'll end my turn. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Daemion. Banquo pushed your partner back. Make you gobble up some of your movement to go get him.
All of it, yeah.
Thanks, bro.
Not ideal, but I can't really do much if I don't. So, fuck that guy in particular. Same thing.
Okay.
We know the drill by now. So that's a 26.
Yes.
Damage. Get out of here with these low rolls. Gross. 23 damage.
Ooh. That is going to dispense with this one. Describe to me what the killing blow looks like. Ran all the way up there to chase him down after Banquo pushed him away from you.
It's a very contradictory thing going on. I've got a sword made out of pure shadow that is also glowing with radiance.
Sure.
With every strike.
It's like the dark saber.
And making loud noises.
Like
It's kind of the most badass thing ever, yeah.
That is pretty fucking badass.
A booming dark saber. Must be a fearsome sight.
Volume on the lightsaber up.
Jeez, I don't know what to do now. Still have a bonus action. I guess the best thing I could do is Misty Step back towards the group. Goodbye, spell slot. You'll be missed. But at least that tightens us up. Alright, I'm good.
Okay. You're also going to get something else in the chat. All right. It is monster time. 6. Boop. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this one is just going to make it to shore. They will just take their movement, no attack. Basall, you are up.
Okay, I am going to hit number 2 with Sacred Flame.
Okay.
Which is the DC 16 deck save.
That's right. Oh no, that's going to be a 9. Damn. Number 2, yeah.
That is 19 points of damage.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice. 19. Hold on, doing math. Got it. Okay, sorry. Had a little brain fart there. Once again, it is going to just give out this ghastly scream that's going to reverberate through not only this chamber, but carry into the other chambers and kind of hit off the walls there. So it's just this like cascading scream sound just radiating out from where you've been and to whatever may be in front of you in these cave complex. Anything else?
I am going to move towards Daemion and Banquo to tighten up the group a little bit.
Okay. Heard make me use all my movement. Got it. All right. Monsters, Basall. Back up to Tess.
I am gonna hope that we get some rest after this, and I'm gonna go ahead and blast that fool over there with Sorry, just thinking because guidance will be used up by Banquo, but Banquo already has advantage. But it'd be good.
Well, guidance wouldn't help with an attack anyway.
A guiding bolt is what I meant. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can I delay my turn until after Banquo goes?
You can like ready an action based on a condition, like on a, something happening.
Okay. Sure. I'll ready. That won't affect my concentration, right?
Are you readying a spell?
Readying a spell, yeah.
Then it would ruin your concentration.
Good to know. Thank you. All right. I'm just gonna hit the one up top, number 2 with guiding bolt. Then.
Okay.
Thank you for knowing the rules better than I know the rules of this edition. Pretty good. That for sure bonks. 29 to hit.
Indeed.
Where are my d6s? There we go. 14 points of radiant damage.
Okay.
Not quite as good.
All right. It hits. Daemion, did you see the message in chat?
I did.
Okay. And the screams will echo throughout, louder and louder. The echoing as it travels from chamber to chamber seems to last a moment or two longer with every bit of damage done. Tess, anything else?
Could I just kind of try and get a read on what these things might be? I know it's a long shot. I couldn't figure out the other ones, but having seen them in action now a little bit.
They seem to be maybe the ghosts of adventurers.
Okay.
Something with like a fighting spirit.
Okay.
Both in life and undeath.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
No, I think that's all.
Okay. Banquo. 3 on your side of the bank. And also, I guess the only one within line of sight. Maybe.
Oh, I forgot to move.
I don't think the one behind the pillar is in my line of sight.
Not where you currently stand now.
So, lucky number 3.
Okay.
I will go ahead and I think I'll just do bonus action. I want these guys the hell away from me. So we're going to get 6 Eldritch Blasts incoming.
Okay.
First one is going to be a 29. Second one, 19.
Yes.
Third one, 21.
Yes.
So that will be, let's do damage for that first. 3d10 plus 15. So that'll be 28 force damage and knocked back 30 feet.
All right, you're gonna knock them back, also against the wall. Oh wait, was that the one? Oh no, it wasn't that one.
No,
I
sorry,
sorry,
couldn't quite see that one.
Yeah, sorry.
You good?
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
And then seeing it still up and double checking that it's still even in Eldritch Blast range. Oh yeah, we're good. Bonus action, Bracers Glow. 3 more coming up.
Okay.
There we go. Nat 20. It's 27. And come on. Let me get all 3. 19.
Yes. Sorry.
No, you good. I had to look for the dice click button anyway. So for that salvo will be 25 plus 15, so that'll be 40 force damage. And I think I can only actually do that. Can I only do that once per turn? No. So yeah, it'll be knocked back, probably up against the wall.
Okay. Boom.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else?
That's action, bonus action, and I will just end my turn right there.
All right. Daemion, what started as something probably within your movement speed now seems to be like you need to call an Uber to get to it. Maybe you and Banquo can do like the ride sharing thing. Emmanuel, split this. What would you like to do?
That's okay. I also have the special ability where I point at things and they die at 120 feet away.
Fuck you way over there.
So we'll give that a shot, I suppose, this turn. So that's 3 per cast, so... yeah, just bounce right off the nat 20 twice in a row. You're a jerk. Beyond. Oh, that's some BS. Lowest is an 18.
18 does hit, yes.
All right, so it's 3 hits. Just roll them together so it doesn't take ages.
Mm-hmm.
So that is 34 force damage in total.
Ooh, very nice. 34. Okay, sorry. Well, I was gonna say, I was like, there's no point in asking if it goes backwards anywhere unless you want to like drive it into the wall.
I don't have that ability anyway.
All right. Yeah, so it's gonna take its shots, give out its ghastly shrieks echoing throughout the cave network, and with every shot, they just seem to get a little longer and reverberate just a little louder throughout the complex.
Not dead yet, so I guess I gotta do it again.
Okay.
Okay. There's the crit. All right, so we have 2 hits and a crit.
Do all of your math just because I want you to get the big number, but just know that like I'm sorry for a crit being on this.
That's fine.
It had 3 hit points.
Oh,
a little more, but it's gonna pale in comparison to the crit. Probably does it.
well, it's
What'd you
okay
say
because every crit that I've gotten this entire time has been on an Eldritch Blast instead of a melee attack, so I haven't been able to smite anyway.
Okay.
And then this time I rolled the crit, and out of the 3 blasts, the crit did the least damage.
Oh, that's bullshit.
Wow.
25, 39 damage.
Okay. It is going to disappear in, just like a mist, just into nothing. No scream, no anything. The effervescent action of the of the body of liquid seems to intensify, as if you had a pot that had just gone from like a simmer to a boil, now churning up big viscous bubbles, filling the air with the kind of irritant smell of acid, as it just becomes bigger and really starts to like churn up some bubble, hot tub style action. Anything else?
I just moved.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. The monster is going to make its way just to the shore. That's going to be it for its turn. And Basall, it is all you.
Sacred Flame again.
Okay.
DC 16 dex.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's always me. Let's see if I can nail a saving throw today. No, I cannot. 14. I came closer this time.
18 points of damage.
Very nice. Okay, sorry, math. All right. It's going to not scream like in agony, but give like a shriek as like a sign of like intimidation that despite taking its share of, damage and, physical abuse, not in that sense, that it like defiantly shrieks at you, looking you dead square in the eye as the sound radiates through the caves. You want to move? You good where you are?
I'm good where I am.
Okay. All right, back to the top with Tess. You have number 2 left. It is just recently bloodied. Oops, sorry, wrong one. Boom, there you go.
Number 2's bloodied.
That's it.
Alright, do I want to use a cantrip or do I want to use a spell slot? Is the question. Yeah, I'll go ahead and use the spell slot. Actually, no, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I'll Ray of Frost this one too. And I have advantage on that. So, see what happens. This is a 19 and an 18, and I'm mad about it. Total of I can't do math suddenly. 32 to hit. Which is going to be 3d8 cold damage. Uh, 13 points of cold damage.
All right. It's going to freeze its shimmer, just pausing like your internet paused just for a second, just glitched for a second before turning back, taking its damage. The glow within inside has turned it from like a blue figure with a glowing, gooey red center to essentially like this purple being as the brightness of whatever's going on inside becomes so bright that it has changed its exterior glow to a very dramatic, radiant Joker purple.
I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, that's gonna be my turn. And it is slowed by 10 feet.
Okay. All right. Banquo. You got number 2 left. It is not doing. It's doing all right. It's had better days, but
Yeah, because this will be its last, I think.
Okay.
And he's just gonna go ahead and hit it with another double whammy of Eldritch Blast
All
until it dies. That will be a crit.
okay.
That will be a 26. And the third one will be a 24.
All of them.
So that would be for the damage. Oh, the thing's spinning like a fucking top. There it goes. 27 plus 15, so that'd be 42 force damage, and I won't bother with the knockback on this one.
Okay. It won't matter. It's force damage, yeah?
Yep.
You're going to batter this thing, and it's going to take the shocks like it would. And as it does, you're going to notice like parts of it disappear, like an arm, a big section of its torso, and one of its legs as it just kind of fades out, leaving the room empty, save for the sound of your own labored breathing after an intense session of combat, and the very audible sound of bubbling liquid occupying a significant portion of the center of the chamber. We'll stay in initiative right now just while we deal with this. All right, Banquo, you took your attack action. Do you want to move?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and well, shit. I guess I didn't really see this part of the cave, but I'll if I can talk to Daemion as as just normal thing, say, did you see a way out of here?
Not without crossing.
Okay. Then I'll just go ahead and I'll back up away from the bubbling nastiness a little bit, and then I'll look to the others and say, I think we can get the hell out of here, and that'll end my turn.
Okay. All right. Daemion, is your turn. You're going to have seen Banquo kill the last of the sword wraiths, and dealing with your own kind of experience here. What would you like to do as the bubbles stay as intense as they have been?
Yeah, backing up might be the plan, because I mean, I think he's made the correct assumption that we don't really have any good way of getting across in a timely manner, and this could really screw us up. So
I
can get us across.
Go ahead.
in 6 seconds, yeah.
It'll take 2 turns, but I can get us across. Banquo and I can get across just fine, and I have spells.
Because in the meantime, we don't know what's coming out of that liquid. We don't know what it's about to do.
Yeah.
Probably
No.
not a time I want to be next to it.
One of my things will move somebody 90 feet, and one of my things will make them incorporeal.
Well,
Yeah, outside of just getting a little distance before whatever happens, there's not a whole lot I can think to do right now. So I guess I'll adopt a wait and see.
Okay. All right. Monsters, it would be their turn. They're all dead. Basall, you see this liquid before you, bubbling, fizzing, giving off a noxious smell that is irritating. However, the room is empty. You don't hear anything kind of coming from the next room. Nothing. Just the bubbling sound of whatever this liquid is.
Okay, so I have a player question here for you.
Mm-hmm.
Creation. I can create a 5x5 cube of material.
Mm-hmm.
Am I limited to a cube, or could it be any shape that I chose?
5 by 5.
It must be no larger than a 5-foot
okay.
cube.
Yeah, I was just rereading. I just got there. Never mind. Say, because I was like, I could literally build a stone bridge.
It also takes a minute to cast.
Go Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't. I mean, you obviously couldn't get it like fully across, but you could
Stepping stone.
drop it in enough to make the jump not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, not 40 feet.
Hey, how much do Daemion and Basall weigh?
I'm 450.
Okay.
So
how much
much.
does Daemion weigh?
Not something I've thought about a whole lot. Probably
Never
pushing.
ask a lady.
Probably pushing 300 with all his equipment.
Okay. Because I have Tensor's floating disc and I have flight, so I can keep it by me. And then my other thing that I have is Vortex Warp that I can use on Basall because he moves a little bit slower.
We used that in the Tuesday show yesterday.
Oh yeah.
I've never used it. And I
It's
been
like
waiting.
it's third party Misty Step essentially.
Yeah.
You Misty Step somebody else.
Get the fuck out of here. It'll take my spell slots, but it's doable.
Okay.
In one way or another, I'm crossing.
Yeah. I think how much does Tinser's disc hold and can it go
500
over
pounds.
100 pounds? Huh? Well,
So, like, you and Daemion might fit because I don't think you wear a lot of armor.
well, I can just fly over.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So I don't remember exactly how Tinser's floating disc work. I know you can't just be like go the way I want it, but it like follows you or something.
Yeah, it follows you at
Oh.
a specific distance.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you move more than 20 feet away from the disc, it follows you so that it remains within 20 feet of you. You can move across uneven terrain, up or down stairs. Can't cross elevation change of 10 feet or more. So
Oh yeah, so it would
Oh,
just
yeah, it can't
drop
move
down
across
into the liquid anyway.
No, it says it can't move across a 10 foot deep pit. So it just wouldn't move.
Hmm.
How deep is the pit? Don't know. Okay, then in that case, my other
Thorn,
option.
I have a job for you.
Then my other option is, which I was trying to avoid because spell slots, is where is it? Gaseous form.
Turn into the mist.
But you only have 10 feet of movement, but you're incorporeal, so it doesn't matter as much if this gets crazy.
Yeah.
Whose turn is it?
Somewhere between Basall and you.
So, do you want to be ready to move when I cast something on you?
Sure.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and cast.
Oh wait, I've got fucking Dimension Door. I'm a dumbass.
Cool. Then I'll take Basall, you take Daemion, and I cast Vortex Warp and move Basall 90 feet.
Yeah.
Let me double check.
To a place you can, a space you can see, yeah?
Yeah, within 90 feet of me. So I'm
Okay.
going to take my movement first.
Okay.
Um,
Just by the math, if you were to shoot him like a straight shot to here, that's 75 feet.
okay, I'll push him a little bit further towards the tunnel, like.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, so Basall, you're going to be enveloped in what starts as like a little dust devil, like along the ground. It's going to gain intensely, get bigger, big enough to surround your massive frame. And as it like kind of comes up and envelops you, it's going to drop down. And without you even feeling anything or noticing, by the time it is gone and your vision no longer obscured, you are on the other side of the bubbling river of God knows what.
I think
That was a hell of a
that
ride.
was- I think that was my 30 feet of movement. And that's what I got.
Okay.
If you held your action, I think you can also move further if you want to.
I'm good where I'm at till y'all get here.
All right. Banquo, then it's going to be you.
All right. I will. I think I've only got like 40 seconds of Shadow Moil anyway. Well, I might as well keep it up. You'll see a big shadow coming over to you, and you'll hear, you ready to warp over to the other side?
Bitch, no, I don't want to die.
Thanks, I choose life.
I'm hearing yes.
Rude.
Look, man, if you want to do something, you just have to be clear with your communication. I don't want to go. See, there you go. Just not giving me
Yeah,
any clear
we're on
cut
our
of what
way.
you want.
I heard the word go. That's all I
Really
need.
mixed signals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, the darkness envelops him, and he feels whatever dimension door happens, and we warp up to 500 feet over, and we'll just be straight into the doorway.
Boom. All right. Okay, so that'll be your turn. Daemion, you've taken the ride with Banquo. It is your turn.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose it is, although at this point, useful stuff has already been done. I guess we just kind of have to wait for Tess.
Okay. So that's going to be it for you. No monster's turn. Basall, you're good where you are?
Yep.
Okay. Tess, back to you.
I'm gonna click my little heels together and flap my wings over here.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. As you,
Do I need to say that? Is that my verbal
I
component?
don't think so.
commanding?
I think that just my own ADHD is just going to be triggered, and I think it's just going to come out. So it's probably better that I don't look like I'm stepping on your joke by repeating it. You make your way across, and from this side of the God knows, and through this focused tunnel in front of you, the glow of the topaz seems to disappear. No longer lighting your way. There's still like a dim light. It doesn't just drop off into sheer darkness, but it's not the kind of yellow glow that it has been to this point. And at the end of this tunnel, it looks like the mine has stopped, and it has come inwardly towards you, a bunch of debris leading to what looks like a much larger, darker room. Are we going to proceed?
Before we proceed, a group, whatever created, or I hesitate to say is controlling these undead, is also a telepath. And it's been speaking to me occasionally. It's the reason I knew that those things were going to attack us. It knows we're here, and it knows where we are. But it also hasn't done anything outwardly hostile. So I guess let's just bear that in mind.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you think we should turn back?
I think it's a little late for that.
Okay. It was
Besides-
almost a rhetorical question. I'm sorry.
Besides,
There's
he
something.
admitted that he couldn't stop them from attacking us.
What were you saying, Tess?
There's a very familiar feeling here, and you could all turn back right now, and I wouldn't. I need to be here. So I do appreciate you sharing that, though. I'm not really sure what we're walking into, but I think maybe it's gonna help.
I'm pretty sure it's a cave.
I'm gonna start walking.
I'm already gone.
I'm leading the path.
You make your way into a very familiar shaped and adorned chamber. It is very
You don't
large.
say.
It is very well constructed. The test, the sensation, and the emotional emotions that you've been dealing with in the mine almost have like a cathartic moment in that anticipation before you see the person that you've been longing for, that moment that you see them and there's that rush, that like real euphoria, and that kind of longing goes away, and the fulfillment of a familiar relationship, like that just completely washes over you as you make your way into this chamber filled with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 undead that seem to be going about like almost domestic tasks, kind of straightening up, moving things from one end to the other, whatever they may be. Everything seems to be having a purpose. They pay you no mind, and just continue about their task. At the far end of the room, a very familiar door. This one is open. Quite large.
Daemion, are they going to attack us?
He did mention servants that it was implied would leave us alone.
Tessa's like, if it weren't for the cane, she'd be running. Like, just got moving, going.
Just stay together in case something goes wrong.
Gone.
Okay.
We still don't know who or what or when or why or how.
Somewhere a journalism 101 class is losing its mind.
Why? Because I said them in the wrong order?
No, just because that's what they do. They just ask those questions. Like a toddler. I have one of those. They ask a fuck ton of questions. All right. So as you make your way through the large familiar door made of the somewhat alien metal to those of you who are proficient in smith's tools, you come to another familiar room, a chamber. With it, the ceiling, a perfect view of the afternoon sky. The sun in the place, all of the kind of celestial bodies exactly as you would expect them. And if it's anything like the previous one, perhaps showing the sky in real time. On the far wall, a large map of Faerun with marks on certain locations that you're familiar with. It looks exactly the same as it did in the previous Dragon Vault. Piles and piles of bones adorn the floor. On the far end, there is an altar very similar to the one that was there in the other one. This time, instead of a big, like, kind of void in the table, this one has something nestled in it. It is covered by that little lead veil that you saw previously. Flanking the altar in a very familiar style of obscure metal stands what looks like a guardian. On the south wall, in this dark chamber, there is a hole punched out and sunlight pouring in from outside. And next to that opening is another guardian.
Hey, Banquo.
Yeah.
Is there anything different about this map?
I cautiously approach the wall with the map and ask myself the same question. Is there anything different about this one?
Give me your perception check.
Sure thing. Come on, Bard powers. 15.
No, it looks the same. Kind of identical in its inaccuracy. Like we talked about how the X's aren't necessarily exactly right. The regions are the same. The marks are over the same regions of the map.
Okay. So yeah, I tell him this is a basic mental map somebody made. Somebody, just painted over it. I don't think it's enough to give us exact locations. I think it's basically, for all intents and purposes, the same map.
Okay.
Well, that's kind of reassuring in a way.
Yeah.
Hey, Manny,
Yes.
where's that feeling drawing me right now?
Actually towards the Guardian.
The one at the altar?
Either one.
Tess approaches this one, and now that she's here, doesn't really know what to say. Like, recognizes she hasn't exactly been rational the last couple minutes. Hi.
Days.
It it is a large undead humanoid. It wears excuse me, an oddish bluish tinged plate armor. This one seems to be engraved with what looks like constellations and stars. And it is undead for quite some time. No eyes, really loose flesh hanging off a skeletal frame. But without the capability or even the real ability to emote through facial features, you get this, like I said, the payoff to the feeling that you've had since you entered the mines. And they look back at you in a way that reaffirms your feelings. Does that make sense? Okay. Daemion, as you make your way to the altar, it is going to step out next to you, draw its sword, and get down on one knee, bowing its head and offering you its sword.
In the literal or metaphorical way?
Like, if I could do it on camera, I would. Like, down on the knee. Its sword and everything about this is very tangible. This isn't like a phantom or anything like anything before. This is a very living, organic, rotted, but like a real thing. Real metal, real plate armor, real sword. And it's gonna kneel down and bow its head out of deference to you and hold up its sword.
Quietly and a little surprised, he'll just say, "Why?"
Tess is giving Daemion the most confused look she's ever had.
The other one is going to make its way over, and they're going to each point to kind of the designs embossed in the armor. One of them, like I said, it's going to be stars and constellation star map. The other one is going to look like lizard scales, obviously much larger in a kind of sense, all embossed. The two sets of armor are going to match the makeup and kind of decor of the plate armor that you found in the previous vault.
Assuming that I don't get a verbal response, still a little confused, I guess he will reach out a hand for the handle of the sword.
The second you touch it, in the briefest of moments, it's going to feel like hours have elapsed. You are going to see just rapid fire images in your head of various types of dragons. A set of two individuals dressed like this, either fighting by the dragon's side or in some way fighting for the dragon. Different sets of these guardians, a bunch of different types of dragons in different environments. And just as quickly as it comes to everybody else, you're just going to look like you're startled really quick. You're going to experience all this and then it's going to be over. And as you kind of snap back to reality, they are just going to crumple like marionettes who's had their strings cut.
So he snapped back to reality and hoped there went gravity.
Yes. He went to Prenbrook. That's a private
you couldn't
school.
just let it go.
He went to Cranbrook. That's a private school. This guy's a gangster. His real name is Clarence. Let me tell you something about Clarence. His parents have a real good marriage. I absolutely listened
Love
to
that movie.
We listened to it today at work just because we had a good joke about it. This guy's a gangster. His real name is Clarence. Clarence lives at home with both of his parents. Clarence's parents have a real good marriage. All right, yeah, so they're just going to crumple. They're not going to dissolve or anything. Just whatever spark of life that was animating them and driving them seems to have been snuffed out just like that, and they're just going to crumple to the ground. The heavy armor clanging dramatically, echoing through the chamber.
No. Except for much more dramatic. I don't want to yell at 10 at night. I assume that I'm upset to see this.
Do
you want us to tell you if you're upset?
It does feel like something was taken away from you.
There's a reason I asked Manny. It's because he's been telling me some feelings that Tess has for a while.
If not,
I guess you can message
like the kind of unknown, the things that you didn't get to ask, the things you didn't get to do once this, sensation came upon you. Not just that, like a lost opportunity, but literally like a lost connection.
Banquo, do you have Speak with Dead? By chance? Not Banquo, Basall.
Who?
Got some questions.
Do all the things I just saw, like, stay? Like, do I remember?
Yes, you remember the experience. You might not be able to, because of how like quick it was and how kind of overwhelming it was, you might not be able to describe everything from start to finish, but there are definite parts that registered with you that you could verbalize to the group.
What the fuck?
Tess takes a knee and she starts looking over like any kind of understanding of why she felt that way, like what race these might have been, like what they could have been to her.
Basall's going to move over next to Tess and ask which one she wants to talk to.
The one with the sword.
So the one Daemion didn't take the sword from?
No, the one that offered the sword. Sorry, I'm kind of...
Okay, that's good. That's going to be the one with the stars, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Basall's going to reach out and cast Speak with Dead.
Okay. The whatever spark, whatever kind of fuel drove their existence suddenly snaps back. Tess, you're gonna feel a slight little bit of like being relieved of whatever had just been stolen from you is now back in a smaller kind of intensity.
It's temporary, but having a last moment.
Sure, but it has definitely come back.
Thanks, Basall. Kind of thinking through, knowing like can't just ask all the things she wants to ask. We need actual answers, so maybe start asking what happened to cause all this, or why they lost control, how we fix this. Any of those questions would be good.
How does it work? Basall,
And-
as the one that casts it, has to be the one that asks the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do Banquo and Raz have any input, or is this just for Tess?
I mean, I really want to know why I was just handed a sword and then they just fucking undied.
Re-died?
I mean, there's the
Re-died? Yeah, I don't.
Undied.
There are two of them, and I do have one spell slot left for that. So
Yeah.
Oh, what? You're going to ask both of them?
I mean, I have another spell. I can
Okay,
cast it
you
again,
could.
so we can talk to the second.
You
one.
could.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going with how do we fix what happened here, or
Yeah. I think that's a good starting point for the answers we need.
okay. So let's go with that.
How could what? Go ahead one more time. I'm sorry.
How do we fix what happened here?
No need to fix it. Everything has already escaped.
No need to fix it. What was it?
Everything
has already escaped.
I mean, that makes sense. There's no eggs here.
Yeah.
Long too late to do anything about this place, but the orb is still here.
Looking over at the gap in the wall, does it look like, is there earth coming into it, or has the earth been pushed out?
pushed out.
Who has control over what you couldn't control anymore? Maybe.
Okay, let's go with that.
Okay. Good. Just,
So who
okay. Go ahead. So I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Who has control over what you couldn't control anymore?
The master has control.
So we still haven't reached him yet. He did say
Yeah.
something about his prison.
Whose prison? The master's, or
I assume the master. He didn't call himself as such, but I can't imagine who else it would have been.
Then the obvious question to me would be, where is he? You know, how can we find him?
yeah.
He
I
is
mean,
he is enjoying the view of the sea.
Yeah, I feel like that one might have been unnecessary, because it definitely feels like, there's only one way forward from here.
Yeah.
I feel like we need to devote one of our questions probably to the orb, because the last one of these that we found, the orb was missing, and it was implied by that corpse that it gave some sort of obscene power to the person that took it. We probably can't just leave it here, but I also don't know if we can safely remove it or destroy it or what. We need to know what to do.
So do we go with the simple, what do we do with the orb?
What should
Maybe-
we do? I don't know.
What does the orb do? And we might be able to make our own determination from that.
Works for me.
What does the orb do?
Yes.
Yeah.
Or, yeah. I got nothing else.
It is a connection to the cosmos.
Dead people are always so fucking cryptic.
Cryptic. Yeah.
We've got one more question for this corpse.
I mean, I still really want to know why the hell this thing just came up to me and handed me a fucking sword.
Okay.
Who are Daemion and Tes'serana to you? Might be a good question.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Covers much. Yeah.
The past and the future of our dynasty.
Well, that was 5.
Yeah.
You going for the second one?
I don't know. I don't feel like it did us a whole hell of a lot of good the first time.
It's like an
Yeah.
episode of Lost. It went on and I'm more confused.
Sometimes things don't make sense when you learn them. Sometimes it takes a little bit of distance. And I say, I put my hand on his chest as that one falls silent and say a quiet goodbye and a quiet prayer to House Ray. Tell him more. Just speaking the two gods that she actually kind of pays any attention to.
You know, that last one really made it sound like we're related or something.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I don't
The
know.
resemblance is uncanny.
Yeah, I'm half drow, halfling, and unless you got some of that in your bloodline.
It,
How was it?
if we are related, it must be way back.
The past and future. I mean, this orb is connected to the cosmos. That could be time as well as space. This could be. I mean, do either of you have a full grasp of memories of your pasts?
Manny, I mean, I assume so.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
not that I would have imposed on you for narrative purposes. If you do, they're your own within your backstory, and I am unaware of them.
No, like amnesia, time travel, shenanigans.
A little beyond my skills. No, like
Time travel's
Born and
is
raised in-
messy narratively.
Mm.
um,
Banquo's gonna walk up to the orb and try to just get a close look at it without see if he can see anything into it without touching it.
Okay.
Yeah,
It
I
is.
think-
It has the same lead veil. Tess, you grabbed that, didn't you?
I have the other one, yeah.
Okay. So it's going to look very familiar. It's very fine, like little ring piece of fabric, about yay big. It is draped over the orb. The only thing you can see about it is obviously its silhouette and its shape. Figuring out that this fills a void that was in the previous altar and its shape, but it is entirely enveloped by this veil. You're unable to see the material that it's made of.
Lead tends to have suppressant effects on magic. I would be careful about touching that.
Yeah, I was gonna summon a mage hand to do the honors.
Okay.
Just try to lift up the veil, unless I'll do this slowly so as to make sure everybody can see me and like, hey, stop it, or I don't want to just go around getting grabby.
Okay.
I'm gonna
I was gonna touch it if you hadn't
Yeah,
stepped in.
that's-
Okay.
I'm gonna have detect magic up as he's doing that.
Your detect magic is going to go like absolutely batshit crazy, and you're gonna mage hand what? Just kind of lift the veil
Yeah.
off as
Almost like a bride.
okay. As it comes off, you're gonna see a large, perfectly shaped sphere made of the mysterious dark opalescent stone from the mines of Mirabar. It is going to, the kind of opalescence within is going to swirl like in a 3-dimensional, not just like along the plane of the surface of, it's going to kind of go in and out. And it's going to alternate between the kind of churning opalescence of a stone and occasionally kind of coalesce into what looks like constellations or celestial bodies, as it just forever in motion and moving.
Well,
What's detect
looking.
magic?
Oh, when you said you were casting that, I imagined like it's like getting hit with a
magic.
flashbang
Yes.
while you have night vision goggles on.
Mop.
Yeah.
Mop.
Yeah. Yeah, Tes'serana, like as soon as like the veil's off, she's like, "This is a very overwhelming day."
It's going to be
what's-
it's going to be transmutation magic.
Transmutation. All right.
With a glance around to the group. Well, wish me luck.
Touch it.
You want to do it?
Touch it.
I mean,
I'll do it.
It's showing stars and with the sword and the guy.
Yeah.
This is all you, man.
Besides, if any one of us is going to survive this, it's probably me.
There was a pair of them. We might be a little more cautious to do it together. And I've got probably more arcade training than you.
You want to touch it too?
Touch it at the same time.
I think I'm in for this mystery. Like, it's about as deep as you can get.
Banquo's gonna walk over to Basall and be like, "These guys are fucking nuts."
Hey, dog, you want to go stand over here and watch the show?
Dude, Basall was just gonna palm it with the lead veil on it.
No, I'm here to learn something.
Okay.
Or die. You know, one or the other. We'll find out.
Start eating popcorn.
Then you learn something very important if you died.
All right.
I
Don't do that.
I pull a diamond out of my pouch real quick, and it's like I've kind of got Revivify ready. Like if my last action is to bring Daemion back,
Okay.
or at least make Basall knows I have it.
Who's going to touch it?
Touch it.
On 3.
Just both of you?
Yeah.
Apparently.
What do you have like on your hands?
I guess I take my glove off.
Yeah, that's a good point. I can't really touch it without removing my gauntlet, I guess.
Okay.
Touch it to your face.
Headbutt it.
And so what, you guys are going to slap your hands down on it like Family Feud on the buzzer?
little bit.
Show me potato salad.
Jesus Christ.
All right. Like I said,
Is that foreshadowing?
We're potato
Gelatin-
salad wizards.
a new variation of the gelatinous cube comes in, the picnic cube. It is ambrosia salad, and it does necrotic damage.
Oh.
It has apples and
thinking-
marshmallows in it. No, seriously. All right. Are you both going to touch it?
Apparently.
Okay. I need you both to make an intelligence saving throw, please.
Oh man, she's gonna pass out with flying colors, especially with the free +5.
Natural 20.
4A.
Smart as fuck. 25. Oh, I don't like that question. 25.
Okay.
Ooh. That's.
I don't
give him a-
suppose it's against
What?
a charm or sleep effect.
It is not.
I
8.
give him
Oh,
a
shit.
25.
Well, lucky for you, failing by a ton is the same as failing, so that's good.
Ooh.
No, it's not.
Hold on.
Die was on a really nice number, and then it ticked over to a 3.
Okay.
That bastard.
All right.
I should have hit that. Well, I couldn't have possibly known what kind of save this was going to be.
Okay.
That was a lot of
It
dice.
is a lot of dice.
This is a lot of dice.
So many dice.
Terrifying amount, even.
I have Revivify ready if you die. Don't worry.
51.
But you're unconscious.
If this kills me in one shot, you never should have touched it.
Daemion, you are going to take 51 psychic damage.
Spicy.
Tess, you are going to take 25 psychic damage.
Oh, I'm barely into my actual HP.
And as you touch this, I imagine with trepidation, you aren't just like, fuck you, bam, like kind of, like,
I think Tess
inching
is
to, or
here,
are you
like,
in for a penny, in for a pound?
a little bit.
Okay. As you touch it, even the first barest sensation on your hands, your hand's going to instantly be stuck to it. You are going to take, you're going to get an intense headache. Take the damage specified, and you are going to fall to the ground with your hands still stuck to it, as if like the orb is the only thing keeping you from crumpling entirely to the ground. Banquo and Basall, this is going to happen in an instant. They are not going to scream. They are not going to make a sound. They are going to touch it, and then just boom, down, hands still stuck to the orb. And as they lie there, we will get to what they experience and everything else, but we will end it right there for today on the big damage note. I wasn't sure you were going to touch it. Like, I really didn't think you were going to touch it. I thought Tess was going to want to, but was going to think better of it. Because that's why I was like, bro, I was like, man, I hope she doesn't want to touch this, because this could be like bad.
Kill her.
I had 17 temporary hit points.
Okay.
So oh wait, no, sorry. 7 of those I did not have.
Okay. But still,
That was
25, because you nailed this. You nailed the saving throw. All right. So, like I said, that was the big kind of narrative thing I wanted to get to. It was either that or going outside were the two narrative things I wanted to end on. All right. So that has been our big episode. It took a little while to get there. The party has found the second Dragon Vault, this point seemingly unoccupied, save for its guardians, this time with the orb, the veil, the map, the sky, and our party, who apparently are cat lovers. Just let curiosity get the best of them, and we will go into what happens to Tess and Daemion next week. So stay tuned for that, and also what's on the outside of that hole in the wall. So yeah, that's been episode 7. A Dynasty escaped. The name kind of wasn't bad. It could have been better, but you know, you've seen it now. As always, you've seen these people be great role players in this campaign that we've been doing. They are always even better people behind them. We'll get a chance to chat with them about their character real quick, give them a little chance to tell us something about themselves, and then we will get out of here with a little channel business. Which of my curiosity, unable to keep it aside, would like to lead off the kind of slow outs?
You made me go first last time.
Okay, so Daemion, like I said, we saw a lot of things here, things that kind of got to you, the sword, the disembodied voice, what you'll see while you are unconscious. Knowing now what happened and what you would roll, would you touch it again?
I mean, you said what I see when I'm unconscious, and
Yes.
at this point, Daemion just wanted some answers, like some tangible answers. And if he learns anything, it was worth the migraine.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take it. As always, like I hope you had fun. The vaults are always a big thing to me, so I hope you guys had fun. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I mean, we're finally getting into what feels like the meat of this campaign, and that's exciting. Things are moving right along. This has been an interesting session for me personally. A lot of little moving parts behind the scenes. That's exciting. it's the kind of experience you don't get in a one shot. You know, the real depth of character.
Yeah, and like I said, and the slow builds, whether you realize them to this point or not, they're Easter eggs like dropped along. The kind of narrative is very slow and deliberate on my end. Probably not enough for you to notice, but if you were to know like what I'm trying to achieve, you would see the little kind of things dropped along the way. Listening to you all kind of formulate some thoughts and have a little bit of conjecture about what was going on is very fulfilling. I like listen to you as you kind of like I watch all your gears turn, and it reinforces to me whether the subtle hints and the little things that we've been doing now for the 7 episodes seem to have registered, and it means the world to me that whether you know it or not, your decisions are guided by things that have happened that I placed deliberately, that you obviously picked up on, and that kind of devotion and paying attention from you just is rewarding as fuck to me. So thank you. And like I said, I heard it whether you know it or not, that the wheels turning with you guys tonight shows that you are paying attention, and some of the more subtle things that I had, you've picked up on. And like I said, that just means the world to me. So thank you. All right, Tess, you also had to touch this also because of probably personal motivations, guiding you through the mines and in your little interactions with the Guardians here in the vault. Also, nice job on the intelligence saving throw.
Thank you. That die does not let me down.
Yeah, 50. I imagine a 51 is borderline catastrophic.
I have 48 as my max, and I had 10 temporary, so I would have been okay.
Barely.
Yeah, I'm
barely.
I'm not dead yet.
But it like, hey, Raz and I are clearly like connected to this thing somehow. If not Raz, Daemion and I, and if Damien's touching it, so am I. So that's kind of her thing.
Right.
Also, the man in the mountain Manifesto man was buddying up against the barrier. This dude broke through a wall. That's got to be the master.
Like I said, it's really good to see you guys paying attention. It means the world to me.
I take so many notes.
I know. All of you do, and it's kind of crazy. You take better notes than I do, and I'm writing the fucking thing. All right, Tess, tell us a little bit about the amazing person that Robin is.
I don't know if Tessa knows all that. Does not have a good sense motive. Or insight check. Robin plays 3.5 a lot. And I'm Robin. I'm Bardlock Cafe on most social media. Been playing, I think we just passed the 6-month mark that I've been playing with you.
Summertime, Celestia. Yeah, Celestia was in the summertime.
Like end of August.
Terrifying.
Yeah, that's insane. And we're about to be hitting summer again soon.
Yeah.
So, playing for about 6 months. Delighted to be in this campaign. Love when the DM sends me secret messages of like, hey, here's how your character feels now. I'm like, oh, that's interesting and terrifying. Thank you. Having a good time.
Awesome. Basall, speaker of dead. Obviously, you don't have the same kind of personal investment as Daemion and Tess did, but you have seen once again a second vault. What appears to be 2 guardians, this time more alive than the previous ones. And then you saw your 2 companions touch this thing and fall limp, but still stuck to it. How's Basall kind of dealing with this in the moment? And then tell us a little bit about something about our friend John.
Not knowing how badly that hurt them, actually damaged them, that's concerning. And so he is definitely ready to start dropping spells to start, bringing them back, picking their health back up and stuff like that. He is definitely concerned.
Fair.
And all I have is this mental image of the Flintstones episode where Barney and Fred get their hands glued to the bowling ball. It's all that is running through my head. Yeah, it's been interesting to see the build on this, how we've gotten to where we are. And like you said, you were surprised that we touched it, but there's 3 of us in the party who were like, no, if you didn't, we were going to.
Look, who's going to touch it? We all going to touch it? Let's all touch it. No, somebody should not touch it. Banquo's like, yo, right here. You fuckers go nuts. Yeah. Good luck. I hope you're okay.
I barely wanted to touch it with my mage hand.
Right. Like my idea was like make a satchel out of the fucking lead veil with some string.
Like a hammock?
Yeah. I'm John. I've been here about as long as Robin, so going on about 6-7 months. I've been playing D&D or some variant thereof for the last 15 years, give or take. And I have enjoyed the hell out of this group. Manny, you're a phenomenal DM.
Thanks, buddy.
Always keep it going. You know, the one shots are hard to let them be one shots. You know, you get done with that campaign and you just want that campaign to keep going. So it's been an absolute honor to play in a slow burn campaign that we get to do that, you know, because you definitely bring the same amount of effort to these.
That's also why I put you all together, is to share that experience. That the one shots are fun and some of them are kind of in depth and a little more, you know, than others, but that was the point, is to bring everybody in and to do this on a much larger scale, especially since most of you played in higher level one shots, to just have that experience over the course of like 6 months or however long. So I'm glad that you're having a good time. Like I said, that was expressly the purpose of this.
I mean, and if that was your goal, you've nailed it. I mean,
sweet.
I have been having a blast.
Awesome. All right. And last and not least, the one person who absolutely did not want to touch it, and as we can see in hindsight, probably the correct choice. How many hit points do you have?
I think I actually have the most here, other than Basall's massive amount of pool of hit points, 115. So
okay.
Yeah.
I would have smarted, but not catastrophic.
Yeah, but okay. I'm also a wussy, so I didn't want any of it.
You take 51. How about 4? So you've seen 2 of your classmates, actually, from school experience something different than yourself and Basall through the mines and now into this second Dragon Vault. You were very, cautious to not touch it for obvious reasons. They did. Now they lie limp with a hand like glued to the orb. So what's Banquo thinking? And then tell us a little something about our friend Nick.
Sure. Well, all throughout the mine, Banquo has been thinking, there's something much more personal about this to Tess, and there's something going on up in Raz's or in Daemion's head. So he's just kind of been along for the ride for the most part, just hoping that at the end of this there will be something to learn, because that's his whole thing, is learning more information. And now having them drop limp, he's in his mind thinking, oh God, please don't make me have to loot their corpses.
They are learning so much right now. I am so jealous.
Amazing.
And then close us out with a little something about our boy Nick.
Yeah, so I'm coming up on 1 month away from a year in your server and a year of playing your one shots and such, starting with Alcazar's Appendix. And like everyone else has said, it's just been an honor to be able to like almost matriculate from one shots in your channel to actually being able to go into the limited series, the Mount Celestia, and then I had the wonderful privilege of playing all 4 of them.
You got to be all 4.
Yeah, and even though it was with different characters on most of them, like it's still like being able to get that continuous storyline. You get so much more out of it than just, well, I wrote this whole backstory and then 3 hours later it's done. I'm just so glad to be able to experience this longer storyline. And even though Banquo is on the side, just somewhere between eating popcorn and watching, and like, oh shit, no, don't do it.
Horrified. Man, this is great.
Yeah. This is just such a wonderful experience, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how much further into this, like how deep the rabbit hole goes, the dragon hole, as it were.
All right, awesome. So yeah, that has been our amazing cast. As lucky as they feel to be here, I know for a fact that I am lucky to have all of them here on Wednesday nights for this campaign that has been one of the most fun for me to write, because of who I'm writing it for and how you engage with it and how like just involved with it you are. And it's just it's so rewarding that for all the work and everything, all the maps tonight I drew, for whatever you want to say about that, but I've drawn them all. We make these maps, we do these things, we tell these stories, we interact, and it is the greatest time. And between Tuesdays and Wednesday nights, these are the things I look forward to, and I owe that to you and to our amazing Tuesday cast. So thanks you guys for just being awesome. So yeah, that's going to do it for us tonight. Episode 7 in the books. You can join us. It's going to be it for our week, actually. So it's kind of a downer. Got 5 days again until D&D, so womp womp. You can join us here Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time here on twitch.tv/GrowedUpGeek for our long-term persistent campaign, Eberron Tranquility's Twilight. We are very much getting towards the end of season 1 for that. So tune into that and see how that season ends. And then if not, join us back here next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, twitch.tv/GrowedUpGeek for Dynasty of Dragons, our high-level limited campaign, where we have quite the bit to start with. So if you're going to watch next week, be sure to watch from the beginning. We're going to jump literally right into everything. So to everybody who watched tonight, as always, to our amazing players, to Arachon for the follow, to Star Wars Games just for hanging out, for our boy Hey Wilson for coming back and saying hi. Thank you to everybody for everything tonight. It means the world to me that people come out and watch me do this, watch us do this, and that you come back so excited, engaged every week. It just means the world to me. So thank you very much. Thanks to everybody who watched, our followers. We will see everybody Tuesday or Wednesday night next week. And always remember, I love Dungeons & Dragons and the people who play it. We'll see you next week, and good night.